Chapter 511, Dark Vortex and Cloud Whirlpool. At Dong Fang Yu Liang's words, Yi Xuan Ming, Zhang Wanshan, and Wan Xin glanced at each other before nodding and activating their Gu. Rank 3, Ji Jin Heart Gu to enhance the spirit. Rank 2, Heart Sound Gu to strengthen the voice of one's heart. Rank 2, Harmony Gu, the harmonization of one's heart and voice. Rank 3, Flying Soul Gu, the soul can leave the body. Rank 3, Soul Chain Gu, souls can be interlinked. Rank 4, Soul Combination Gu, 3 souls can be linked and fused as one. Killer Move, 3 Hearts Combination Soul. A soundless explosion burst out as the 3 Gu Masters' souls flew out of their bodies and merged together into a complete entity in the air. For a moment in the radius of 200 li, all Gu Masters with at least 500-man soul could feel a strong pressure spreading and weighing down on their souls. The Gu Masters with less than 500-man soul, however, could not sense anything. This pressure, it is already at the level of 1,400-man soul, as expected of 3 Hearts Combination Soul. Fang Yuan immediately reacted and gazed towards Dongfang Tribe's main tent. He had 1,000-man soul originally, but there was injuries from the soul explosion, though he was able to escape from most of its force. His soul strength had fell to 800-man soul, and after these days of recuperation, it had recovered to 900-man soul level. 900-man soul naturally was not able to match against the other side's 1,400-man soul. Unfortunately, there are many eyes within the Alliance army. I cannot get rid of them. Otherwise, I would have gone to Danghun Mountain and used Daoist Gu to easily heal all the injuries on my soul. Fang Yuan inwardly sighed while mobilizing the wolf group. Large numbers of night wolves, water wolves, wind wolves, and turtleback wolves formed into an enormous force that charged towards the enemy army like a raging river. Wolf King, let us experience your brilliance today. Wan Xin, Yi Xuan Ming, and Zhang Wanshan simultaneously spoke. Because their souls were temporarily merged together, their every movement was done simultaneously and was completely in sync. Under their command, large numbers steel pincers crabs, crystal drilling crabs, and big chi crabs flocked together, forming into a firm defensive line within several breaths of time. The wolf group fiercely smashed into this defensive line like a flood striking the dam. Sharp wolf fangs and claws collided intensely against the firm crab shells. Fang Yuan snorted and gazed afar while standing on the twin-headed rhino. Under his exquisite control, the whole wolf group formed into waves after waves of offense. The defensive formation formed by the crabs soon was on the verge of collapsing. This is the 9-layered wave charge. Quick, reinforce me. My crab group won't be able to persist longer. Wen Xin had just thought of this when the other two felt it. Under the effect of 3 Hearts Combination Soul, they were just like one person. Any thought would be immediately known by the others. No need to worry, my crocodile group is coming. Yi Xuan Ming's expression was unshaken as an excited battle intent emerged in his concentrated gaze. The enemy is the famous Wolf King. Being able to fight with such an existence, this life was really not in vain. Under his control, large numbers of 6-legged crocodile, lava crocodiles, rock crocodiles, and shadow plunder crocodiles soon rushed to the front line. After the addition of these new forces, the defensive line that was on the brink of collapsing showed a sign of being indestructible. Whether it be crabs or crocodiles, they are both beasts excelling in defense. At the same time, under the 3 Hearts Combination Soul, they are like 3 people merged together, increasing their beast commanding skills greatly, directly reaching master level. Fang Yuan squinted his eyes. There was no signs of irritation due to not getting any results. Suddenly, he stopped the fierce attacks and wisely chose to slow down the offense. He was not wholeheartedly controlling the beast group. Instead, he divided half of his concentration to observe the battlefield. His enemies were not these 3 people. Neither Jiang, Wei, nor Yi, as a person of importance who could influence the whole battlefield. He was extremely likely to encounter another assassination attempt from Shadow Sword expert Bian Xishuan. Since the battle started, Shadow Sword expert was nowhere to be seen and was likely observing Fang Yuan from the darkness, looking for a good opportunity to kill him. It was only that beside Fang Yuan was the rank 5 Gu Master He Lu Lan. Maybe because of this, Shadow Sword expert had not revealed herself. Right at this time, a large group of blood-colored bats emerged above the wolf group. These bats possessed 4 wings. The wings were sharp and firm like knives. Under the attack of the bat group, large numbers of casualties started appearing among the wolf group. The crocodile and crab groups took this chance to attack, pushing forward their battle line by 100 steps. Sure enough, it is Zhang Wanshan's Blade-wing Bloodbats group. Fang Yuan's gaze flashed. He was not a bit surprised. With the intel from He tribe, he had a rather good understanding of the enemy Gu master experts. Dongfang Yu Liang did not have any enslavement path masters under him, so Fang Yuan had guessed Dongfang Yu Liang would use 3 hearts combination soul to deal with him, and the candidates to use this killer move were extremely likely to be the strongest 3 enslavement path Gu masters. Now, under Fang Yuan's probe, these 3 were sure enough Jiang Wanshan, Wan Xin, and Yi Xuan Ming. Blade-wing Bloodbats' offense were extremely violent, changing the direction of this part of the battlefield the moment they joined the fray. The wolf group that had been occupying the upper hand was being defeated bit by bit, while crocodile group and crab group seized the chance to attack. Mud crabs, small chi crabs, big chi crabs, steel pincers crabs, crystal drilling crabs, 6 legs crocodiles, lava crocodiles, rock crocodiles, and shadow plunder crocodiles formed into a large mixed army that stretched out like an open steel fist, defeating the wolves in its way and charging straight towards High Tribe's main tent. According to logic, enslavement path Gu masters would find it hard-pressed to cooperate with each other. A mixed beast group would usually impede each other, making 1 + 1 less than 2. But Wei, Jiang, and Yi, these 3 merged their souls with 3 hearts combination soul and were like one person, forming a qualitative effect of having 1 + 1 greater than 2. Brother Shan Yin, facing the mixed beast group's strong charge, Hai Lulan could not help feeling some pressure, and his expression turned dark. If they let this group of beasts charge over, he would have to use Black Banner elite troop earlier than scheduled. But if he did so, they would not be able to contain Dongfang Yu Liang's Feather Arrow elite troop. The scales of victory was slowly inclining towards the other side. Fang Yuan said to He Lulan in a low voice, "The other has Blade-wing Bloodbats group, which has very sharp offensive power, and my wolf group is unable to do aerial attacks. More importantly, the other side has used 3 hearts combination soul to achieve 1,000-man soul and are able to lead this mixed beast group as if they were one person. If we can break through this killer move, the mixed group will disperse without even putting up any fight." He Lulan frowned deeply, an ominous glint flashing rapidly in his eyes as he made a decision. "Brother Shan Yin, concentrate on the battle. I will resolve this quickly." He suddenly extended his arm that was the size of an ordinary person's thigh. His right palm formed a claw while his palm faced upward. Rank 5 aura rose fiercely while the primeval essence in his aperture fell rapidly, pouring into 4 different Gu. Dongfang tribe has 3 hearts combination soul, while my High tribe has dark vortex. He Lulan smiled sinisterly, an intense killing intent raging in his heart. Whoosh! A pitch-black stream rose in the air and rotated once before flowing towards Hai Lulan's palm. Following, the second stream, third stream, fourth stream. In a blink of an eye, large numbers of dark streams were created one after another and converged in He Lulan's right claw. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Countless dark streams rose and merged with each other, creating a wild gale. These finger-sized dark streams pressed at each other and formed a dark speck of light. As large numbers of dark streams continued to pour into it, the dark speck of light gradually inflated, forming a fist-sized dark sphere. The dark sphere seemed to have immeasurable depth in it, as if the night was condensed into it, even absorbing the light around it, causing a terrified feeling to grow in people. He Lulan, however, revealed an extremely excitement and a mad killing intent when he looked at this dark sphere. "Dongfang lad? Take this." He Lulan suddenly shouted and disappeared from his place. The next moment he appeared above the enemy main tent. "Go and die." He Lulan let out a crazed laughter and flipped over his wrist. As if he was holding 1,000 jun of weight, he exerted all his strength to slowly push the dark sphere towards Dongfang Yu Liang. Following his movement, that small dark sphere madly expanded and in several breaths of time had expanded to size of a small hill. The pitch-black giant sphere pressed down with a seemingly slow speed, but was actually very fast. It covered the light of the sun and casted a giant darkness on the ground. Before the giant sphere even struck, all the Gu Master experts in the main tent felt terror like they were facing a calamity. They looked at the pressing giant sphere and felt heaviness as if lead was poured into their body. They wanted to retreat, but were barely able to move. Damn it, it is He Tribe's killer move, Dark Vortex. Retreat, retreat! Gu Masters exclaimed in shock, not having even a trace of intent to resist. Wei Xin and the other two had a despairing look on their face. They were under 3 hearts combination soul state and would require at least 2-3 minutes to get rid of this killer move. The corners of Dongfang Yu Liang's lips, however, curled up. He looked towards the sky, the dark sphere growing bigger and bigger in his sight, but his expression was a scene of calmness. Sure enough, like I expected, "Hey Lulan, I have been waiting so long for your move." He slightly raised his right foot and lightly pressed on the white cloud below his feet. The originally tranquil white cloud crazily surged as clouds and mists burst out in blink of an eye like boiling water and formed into an enormous whirlpool. The whirlpool slowly rose up like a giant open mouth and swallowed the dark sphere. Hai Lulan was shocked and furious. At this moment, he realized he had fallen for Dongfang Yu Liang's scheme. Dongfang Yu Liang had meticulously arranged this trap, waiting for Hai Lulan to come crashing in. "Let me teach you. This is the killer move I spent 3 years of my life to plan meticulously, Cloud Whirlpool. It was specially created to deal with your dark vortex. Hai Lulan, you have lost just like many years back." Dongfang Yu Liang proclaimed his victory. Damn it. Hai Lulan gnashed his teeth, his forehead filled with sweat. He wanted to pull back, but the cloud whirlpool was firmly sucking in his dark vortex. The smile on Dongfang Yu Liang's lips became even bigger as he summoned Dong Po Kong beyond Sichuan. His voice was not loud, but under the effect of Gu Worm, it could be clearly heard by everyone. Hearing his command, the shadow sword expert, who had been concealing herself for a long time, turned into a dark shadow and moved while wriggling in the shadows on the ground. In a blink of an eye, she was in front of the twin-headed rhino, and at the same time, a flash of lightning broke through the air and crossed the battlefield, instantly arriving in front of the twin-headed rhino. The lightning dispersed and turned into a valiant man, who then pounced towards Fang Yuan. Flying lightning Dong Po Kong, shadow sword expert Bianxi Xuan. In an instant, both Hai Lulan and Fang Yuan had fallen into danger. Chibi General Fang Yuan died shortly after. The end. Chapter 512, Reliable Alliance Mate. 3 hearts combination soul killer move was only bait to lure Hai Lulan into attacking. Then, Dongfang Yu Liang was able to leisurely unfold his trump card, a killer move that was specially designed to restrict Dark Vortex and trap Hai Lulan. Hai Lulan had been at the main tent, but now he was trapped. The defense around Fang Yuan had suddenly decreased by a very large amount. Taking this chance, shadow sword expert Bianxi Xuan appeared and charged into the main tent to once again assassinate Fang Yuan. As long as Fang Yuan died, the wolf group would immediately disperse, and the scales of victory would greatly incline towards Dongfang Alliance army. To make sure this beheading the leader tactic succeeded, Dongfang Yu Liang had not only arranged shadow sword expert, but also an even stronger Gu master. He was Dong Po Kwong, known as Flying Lightning. One of the few flying masters of Northern Plains, a lightning path Gu master, with rank 4 upper stage cultivation. He had not made a move even in the chaotic battle earlier, patiently waiting till now to shock the world with one move. Protect Wolf King. Sneaky bastards. Don't think you can have your way. Wolf King. Leave quickly. 6 rank 3 Gu masters around the main tent jumped up one after another, trying to hold off Dong Po Kwang and Bianxi Xuan. Scram! Dong Po Kwang coldly shouted, lightning suddenly crackling around him. The three Gu masters who were blocking him were struck by the lightning. Their defensive Gu worms were instantly destroyed. 2 instantly died while 1 was heavily injured. Hee. Bian Xishuan chuckled softly. Her body turned into a shadow and quickly moved like a poisonous snake through the Gu masters blocking her and moved past them. What? Such speed. Is this shadow sword expert's true strength? The 3 Gu masters were shocked. They gazed back only to see Bian Xishuan's seductive back figure. They wanted to chase, but found they could not move at all. Their hands and feet were tied up by a dark shadow, firmly binding them to the spot. Facing the above and under pincer attack from Dong Po Kuang and shadow sword expert, Fang Yuan paled, his gaze revealing a frantic look as he retreated in panic and shouted, "Quick, someone come protect me. Wolf King, no need to worry. He Shu Yi will guard you." One person stood behind Fang Yuan, clothed in black and had unshaken expression. He walked forward few steps and stood in front of Fang Yuan, courting death. Dong Po Kuang shouted. The lightning over his body crackled violently and turned into a battle spear, which he then stabbed towards Hai Shu Yi. Bian Xishuan snorted and flicked her wrist lightly, immediately throwing out a torrent of shadow swords. Hai Shu Yi's expression did not change at this combined attack from 2 experts. He put together his palms in front of his chest and transferred his primeval essence. Next instant, his defense was fully activated. 56 flying bone shields flew together and blocked in front of him. A green halo flew above his head and illuminated a range of 100 steps. Black iron-like metallic light formed a set of thick armor which then covered him from top to bottom. 9 ghost faces whimpered and wept as they revolved around him. At the same time, a dark brown oil wind breezed in between the flying bone shields. Dong Po Kuang's lightning spear pierced through 7 flying shields and made a hole through the dark brown oil wind, but was blocked by the black armor. Bian Xishuan's shadow swords bombarded upon the shields, shattering 18 shields, but were thwarted by the oil wind. The shadow swords seemed to have fallen into a swamp as their momentum dispersed and were no longer a threat. Hai Shu Yi was He Lu Lan's expert, and also one of the 3 commanders of Black Banner Elite Troop, an expert in defense. Facing the defense, specialized He Shu Yi, Dong Po Kuang, and Bian Xishuan were actually delayed for a while, unable to break through. Hai Shu Yi had suffered a terrible defeat during the battle with Mo Shi Kuang. It did not mean he was weak, but the enemy was too strong. A top expert in the whole of Northern Plains in this struggle for Imperial Court. Now, facing the combined strength of Flying Lightning and Shadow Sword expert, Hai Ik Shu Yi shielded here and there, firmly protecting Fang Yuan, who was behind him for dozen moves. His Gu set had complementing Gu worms focused on defense and had been carefully chosen. Dong Po Kuang and Bian Xishuan tried to break through multiple times, but it was all a failure. The aftermath of this battle caused severe pain to the twin-headed rhino. The giant rhinoceros screamed in pain and stamped its feet, recklessly charging in the battlefield without considering allies or enemies. He Shu Yi's expression turned heavier. His primeval essence was quickly depleting because of this intense battle, already reaching the bottom. While the other side had 2 people and their primeval essence consumption was half that of Hai Shu Yi. Hai Shu Yi was now confronted with a difficult choice. The first choice was to continue to defend to death without caring about his primeval essence expenditure and hoping He Lu Lan or others would come in time to support him. But now the twin-headed rhino was crazily rampaging and had already traveled far away. How high was the possibility for the reinforcements to cross the battlefield and arrive in time? Second option was to conserve his primeval essence. But with this, his defense would fall and the chance for the enemies to break through would increase dramatically. In case they were able to move past him, Fang Yuan, who was behind him, would be in grave danger. What should I choose? A hesitating look flashed in He Shu Yi's eyes, but was soon replaced by resolve. He began to slowly cut down on defense and was no longer very active in facing the enemy's attacks. Dong Po Kuang and Bian Xishuan immediately sensed the change in He Shu Yi. They attacked several times and took some risks and were about to succeed. Even if Wolf King had an important identity that concerned the whole situation, even if Hai Shu Yi was appointed by Hai Lu Lan to defend Chang Shanyin, But at this critical juncture, when he was at risk, Hai Shuyi was not able to give up his own life. If it was Lord He Lu Lan behind me, I would definitely risk my life to protect him. But Chang Shan Yin is just an outsider, always acting so arrogant and looking down on me. Why should I sacrifice my life for such a person? Even if Wolf King dies, we still have the Black Banner Army and are still a match for the enemy. Yes, I need to save myself and continue to render my service to the tribe. Hai Shuyi's thoughts surged rapidly to justify himself and gradually began to have a clear conscience. He was originally guarding Fang Yuan, but now was only looking after himself. Thus, his primeval essence consumption immediately slowed. Now is the time, overlapping Shadow Gu. Suddenly, Bian Sichuan noticed a gap in the defense. Her eyes flashed with a sharp light as she grabbed this chance and activated the Gu worm Dongfang Yu Liang had lent her. This overlapping Shadow Gu was a rank 4 rare Gu which was very difficult to find in the market, and its price was comparable to many rank 5 Gu. Initially, Bian Sichuan had agreed with Dongfang Yu Liang for this Gu to be her reward once she assassinated Fang Yuan. But Bian Sichuan's assassination failed, and the brain explosion Gu she had struck with was also dealt with by Fang Yuan. With her proud nature, she would naturally not accept this overlapping Shadow Gu. But before this battle, Dongfang Yu Liang had lent her this Gu of his own initiative, just to be on the safe side. Overlapping Shadow Gu might only be a rank 4 Gu to others, but to Bian Sichuan, it could raise her battle strength explosively and was even more precious than rank 5 Gu to her. Under the use of overlapping Shadow Gu, Bian Sichuan's multiple shadow swords overlaid upon each other, and in just a second, only one sword remained of the overflowing shadow swords. This shadow sword was as dark as the abyss and was like a solid object. All the offensive power of the shadow swords had been overlaid together in it. Bian Sichuan pierced the sword forward. The sword easily broke through Hai Shuyi's defense like a knife cutting through tofu and pierced towards Wolf King. The defense that had lasted for a long time was finally broken. Dongpo Kuang let out a breath of relief at this scene. He continued to hold back Hai Shuyi to provide a chance to Bian Sichuan. But Hai Shuyi could not care about this as he already had an intent to retreat. Now that Shadow Sword expert was charging towards Chang Shan Yin, this was the chance for him to retreat. Why would he not take this chance? Thus, he quickly retreated and directly jumped off from twin-headed Rhino's back. Dongpo Kuang looked at Hai Shuyi's fleeing figure in shock. He hesitated for a moment before thinking that it was better to quickly kill Wolf King. So he did not chase Hai Shuyi. But when he gazed back, he saw Bian Sichuan's shadow sword had already pierced into Chang Shan Yin's chest. Bian Sichuan pierced it so deep that only the hilt of the shadow sword remained on the outside. The sword had pierced through Fang Yuan's chest, and large part of it stuck out through his back. Wolf King, remember, the one who killed you is shadow sword expert Bian Sichuan. Bian Sichuan's eyes turned red, excitement filling her face. The famous Wolf King, whose name had spread throughout the northern plains, died by her hands. This glory, this brilliant battle achievement, caused her whole body to shudder in happiness. It's over. Dongpo Kuang also raised his brows in joy. Wolf King has died. My army has now the upper hand, and victory is within grasp. Far away, Dongfang Yu Liang, who was observing the battle with the detective Gu, clenched his fists in excitement. He raised his head and smiled calmly at Hai Lu Lan, who was competing with the Cloud Whirlpool. Hai Lu Lan, Chang Shan Yin has been beheaded. Now stop and admit your defeat. I will give you the position of a general, and also an opportunity to enter the imperial court. But what made him surprised was Hai Lu Lan not only did not fly into a rage, but instead revealed a malevolent smile. Dongfang Yu Liang, look carefully with your dog eyes. Right at this time, Bian Sichuan and Dongpo Kuang's shocked exclamations rose from the twin-headed Rhino's back. What? Dongfang Yu Liang had a very bad feeling, and immediately used his investigative Gu to gaze ahead. He saw Chang Shan Yin had already turned into a puddle of water. Several Gu worms flew out with only a water image Gu remaining in the water, which was almost pierced into two by the shadow sword, with only a thin layer of skin holding its body. This was the water image Gu of water demon Hao Ji Liu. Previously, he had used water image Gu in the hero's assembly to deceive everyone by passing it off as the genuine body, and was able to kill fire prodigal Chai Ming. Before this great battle, Fang Yuan had taken this method into consideration and made a plan with He Lu Lan. To prevent news from leaking out, this arrangement was only known to the three of them. Fang Yuan's true body had never been in the main tent, but was instead hiding in a corner of the battlefield. With Wolfcare Gu, he had been observing the battlefield and commanding the wolf group to fight. The dialogues with He Lu Lan previously was also a facade prepared by using a series of Gu worms. Damn it, this is a fake. Where is the real Chang Shan Yin? Bian Xishuan and Dong Po Kuang's expressions turned extremely unsightly. They had fought so hard for such a long time, but the result was that they were tricked. Chibi General Translator, can the real Chang Shan Yin please stand up? Oh wait, he's dead. Chapter 513 7-Star Light. From the back of the twin-headed rhino, Shadow Sword Expert and Flying Lightning looked around everywhere. In the chaotic battlefield, dozen or so rank 4 Gu masters had formed their own battle rings, out of which 3 matches were finished. He Tribe won 2, while Dongfang Tribe won 1. Several divisions of elite troops were still fighting against each other. And because of Dongfang Yu Liang's scheme, He Tribe was on the losing end in this aspect. The battle of Wolf Group with Crocodile, Crab, and Bat Group was also in a deadlock. There was no sign of Fang Yuan. No one knew where he was hiding. Bian Xishuan and Dong Po Kong searched in vain, their expression turning several shades darker. Dongfang Yu Liang soon accepted the fact of this failure. He smiled brightly. This is somewhat interesting, but still within my expectations. As long as Wolf King continues to command the Wolf Group, his soul fluctuations will be revealed, and sooner or later, we will find his position. He Lu Lan, your loss has only been momentarily delayed. Ha ha ha. He Lu Lan threw his head back and laughed loudly, his laughter containing a disdainful intent. Dongfang child, you really think I was restrained by you? Saying so, the skin on his whole body turned pitch dark, like the night. At the same time, endless black smoke oozed out of the pores on his body. The black smoke surged and soon covered his whole body. In just moments, He Lu Lan turned into a human-shaped black smoke, with smoke rising in spirals. When looked from outside, one would only see a pair of bloodthirsty eyes. A very ominous feeling welled up in Dongfang Yu Liang's heart. A thought to retreat immediately crossed in his mind. However, although the cloud whirlpool was restricting the dark vortex and restraining He Lu Lan in another aspect, was it not same as the dark vortex restricting cloud whirlpool? The next instant, He Lu Lan turned into black smoke and actually entered into the dark vortex. Not good. Dongfang Yu Liang immediately felt his blood run cold, but it was already too late. The dark giant sphere that was as big as a small hill was originally being slowly swallowed bit by the cloud whirlpool, but suddenly, the dark vortex rapidly shrunk. The cloud vortex was unable to react in time and quickly contracted with the flow of the dark vortex. But next instant, the dark vortex suddenly expanded violently. No, instead of saying expansion, it is better to call it explosion. Dongfang Yu Liang was overwhelmed. There was no sound, it was a soundless explosion. The cloud whirlpool could only hold for 3 breaths before it was burst by the dark vortex. The dark giant sphere continually enlarged and swallowed everything, be it humans or beasts, like a prehistoric giant monster. Only when it covered a radius of 10 li did the semicircular dark sphere disappear. There was no sound wave like that of a normal explosion, and also no wind force was generated. This strange tyrannical explosion had the nature of corrosion with the ability to melt everything. After the dark vortex disappeared, 10 li of battlefield was completely cleared, with only He Lu Lan remaining in the air and Dongfang Yu Liang, who was in a deep crater on the ground. All the remaining humans or beasts within the radius of the explosion of the dark vortex were eroded into nothingness. He Lu Lan looked down at Dongfang Yu Liang with extreme exhaustion. He was gasping for breath, and his whole body was soaked in dark red blood. But the corners of his lips had curled up into a crazed, sinister smile. Ha ha ha, Dongfang Yu Liang, since you can think of this cloud whirlpool killer move to restrict dark vortex, I can also improve on my killer move. How is it? how is the taste of the banquet I prepared for you meticulously? This is a trump card which I have been concealing all along, not even letting my kin know." He Lu Lan laughed wildly, his laughter echoing throughout the whole battlefield. For a moment, his aura pressed down on his surroundings. Even the Gu masters in the battle could not help but gaze towards him. When they saw Hai Lu Lan occupying the upper hand, Hai Tribe's Gu masters' morale surged high, while Dongfang Tribe's Gu masters felt a heavy pressure on their heart. The generals were the source of courage of the troops. The fight between He Lu Lan and Dongfang Yu Liang was crucial to the soldiers. It was very important and was not only a matter that concerned an individual life or death, but would influence this great battlefield. Cough. He Lu Lan was laughing wildly when suddenly he spurted out several mouthfuls of dark blood. Although this move was very powerful, it would also cause self-harm. It was classified as a self-harming move, and no matter what the result once it was activated, most of the Gu worms that formed the Dark Vortex Killer move would die. Once Gu worms died, the Gu masters would naturally suffer from backlash. But this move was already very profitable. In one move, He Lu Lan not only escaped from the trap, he was able to counter-pressure Dongfang Yu Liang and also kill Wei Xin, Jiang Wanshan, and Yi Xuan Ming, who were in 3 Hearts combination soul state. With these 3 people dead, the mixed beast group immediately began to fight against each other with there being no one to guide them. Just like Fang Yuan said before, they crumbled, with this mixed beast group rushing everywhere and attacking recklessly. The battlefield turned even more chaotic. Dongfang Yu Liang rose up slowly with a solemn expression. He Lu Lan had kept this move extremely confidential. Dongfang Yu Liang did not even have a trace of any relevant clue, so he had not expected for the killer move to be improved with such terrifying destructive power. As a matter of fact, he had secretly prepared a means of escape for Yi Xuan Ming, Wei Xin, and Jiang Wanshan, which could directly transfer these 3 to the rear of the battlefield. However, when He Lu Lan was improving on his killer move, he added a space path Gu as well. Thus, when the dark vortex exploded, the surrounding space was locked and Dongfang Yu Liang's methods lost their effectiveness. Dongfang Yu Liang, it is still not late for you to accept your defeat. As long as you surrender, I can let bygones be bygones and forget all my past hatred and appoint you as my first military advisor. Hai Lu Lan tried to make Dongfang Yu Liang surrender in front of everyone. Dongfang Yu Liang coldly smiled. Hai Lu Lan's lustful nature was widely known and had already been coveting after his sister Dongfang Qingyu. Dongfang Yu Liang might surrender to other forces, but he would never choose to pledge allegiance to Hai Lu Lan.
Hey Lu Lan, you are really too optimistic.
Even if your side is occupying the upper hand, you are still a long way from victory. Come, let us 7-star light, Dongfang Yu Liang softly shouted. 7 lights swiftly rose up beside him. These 7 lights had different colors, continually rotating around his body, drawing a beautiful light orbit. This was Dongfang Yu Liang's signature killer move. These 7 lights had different effects, and under their empowerment, Dongfang Yu Liang activated Star Thought Gu. Whoosh! Countless thoughts gushed out as bright as starlight. The radiance of these star thoughts could not be covered even by the sunlight. A sea of star thoughts rose up to the air, and within few breaths of time, Dongfang Yu Liang had tens of thousands of star thoughts. In the air, starlights merged into one and formed a large patch of star cloud which surged forward with great momentum. Hai Lu Lan, take this! Dongfang Yu Liang shouted and shot the star thoughts beside him towards Hai Lu Lan. Such an enormous scale of star thoughts burst through the wind with astonishing grandeur. A trace of fear flashed past the depths of Hai Lu Lan's pupils. Wisdom Path Gu Masters were not defenseless people. Each Gu Master path had its own attacking methods. A path without any attacking methods would be eliminated and vanish in the passage of history. Many years ago, Hai Lu Lan and Dongfang Yu Liang had crossed swords. At that time, just a scale of several thousand star thoughts was enough to make Hai Lu Lan suffer greatly. Star thoughts were very fast and would directly attack the enemy's mind from any direction possible, and were very difficult to guard against. So many star thoughts. It seems Dongfang Yu Liang really intends to bet his life. Creating so many star thoughts without any restriction, it is already no longer as simple as injuring soul or body, no matter what the outcome of this battle is. Dongfang Yuliang will lose at least 2 years of his lifespan. My state is not good now. I had better avoid it first. Hai Lulan had thoughts of retreating when he looked at such a large scale of star thoughts. He disappeared from the spot, appearing 1,000 steps away. But star thoughts were as fast as lightning as they chased after Hai Lulan without giving up. Hai Lulan snorted, healing himself while continually dodging. The enormous star cloud formed from the star thoughts continued to chase after Hai Lulan, devastating everything in its path. Some Gu masters with weak willpower were directly struck into idiocy by the star thoughts. Most of the Gu masters whose minds were struck by star thoughts immediately felt dizzy and could not keep standing stably. Only few Gu master experts with firm willpower moved their thoughts to destroy the external star thoughts. But because of these Gu masters resisting the star thoughts, the intense battle had slowed down. Rank 4 Gu masters could rampage through the battlefield, but once a rank 5 Gu master moved, they could influence the whole situation. Dongfang Yuliang made an all-out attack, pressing down Hai Lulan into disadvantage. The star cloud formed from the majestic star thoughts became the first force to dominate the battlefield. Although star thoughts exhausted rapidly, the star thoughts Dongfang Yuliang created were extremely fast. As time passed, the size of the star cloud did not decrease, but instead slightly increased. Almost everyone in the battlefield were concentrating on the star cloud. When the star cloud neared, most of the Gu masters would choose to flee, afraid of being struck into idiocy. However, Dongfang Yuliang did not have the least bit of joy and was instead filled with worry. Hai Lulan's movement Gu was outstanding. Even star thoughts could not catch up. Dongfang Yuliang knew clearly there were 2 people who were the most significant in Hai Alliance army, Hai Lulan and Changshan Yin. Right now, Hai Lulan was escaping faster than a rabbit, while Changshan Yin was hiding somewhere, meticulously suppressing his soul and only using a portion to control the wolf group. The chance of bringing him out in the light in this chaotic battlefield was extremely minute. Since it is so, I shall destroy your elite troops. I want to see if you can still keep on enduring. A cold glint flashed in Dongfang Yuliang's eyes. The star-thought cloud suddenly changed direction and charged towards the battle rings of the elite troops. These elite troops were at least of rank 2 cultivation with rank 3 Gu masters as their leaders. They had numerical advantage, but could never be Dongfang Yuliang's match. Under the special consideration of Star Thought Cloud, Hai Tribe's Blue Butterfly elite troop immediately collapsed with countless casualties. My elite troop. At this sight, Yi Tribe leader shouted in heartache. Still not coming out? Dongfang Yuliang slightly raised his brows and mobilized Star Thought Cloud to attack War Dog elite troop. War Dog elite troop was immediately disrupted, and the surrounding elite troops took this chance to besiege them, killing this elite troop quickly and easily. My War Dog elite troop. Wang Tribe leader's body trembled in heartache. Who knew how much resources and energy Wang Tribe had used to cultivate this elite troop? Such precious battle force was destroyed within moments. Still not coming out to rescue them? Dongfang Yuliang's brows furrowed deeper. Killing 2 elite troops one after another had caused a huge consumption in the Star Thoughts. If not for him continually creating new Star Thoughts, the Star Thought Cloud would have already been used up. Despite the empowerment from 7 star lights, Dongfang Yuliang still felt an intense weakness at this moment. Strands of white began to appear in his bluish-black hair. Kill! I want to see how long you can maintain this killer move. Fang Yuan, who was hiding in some corner enjoying this scene through wolf care, Gu while smiling coldly. To him, the more people that died, the more souls he would be able to collect after the battle. Anyway, as long as they obtained victory at the end, he still held the qualification to enter Imperial Court. Dongfang Yuliang was trying to force Fang Yuan out by slaughtering the elite troops, but it will only happen in his sweet dreams. Chibi General listened to brain power while reading this. Chapter 514, Wolf King's Ruthlessness. The battle continued because of Dongfang Yuliang using all his strength to attack and slaughtering 3 elite troops one after another. Dongfang tribe began to occupy upper hand. Kill. Let us kill all these He tribe thugs. Kill all the men and take all the women to our camp. Dongfang Alliance army's morale surged high, their offense becoming fiercer as they beat back He tribe allied army without giving them room for breather. However, the originator of this momentum, Dongfang Yuliang, was somewhat worried. Although we look to be moving towards victory, my side has already shown our trump cards. My killer move 7-star lights won't last for long. If I still can't force He Lulan and Chang Shanyin out, then... Dongfang Yuliang's eyes flashed with a cold light when he thought of this. His clear and incisive eyes gazed towards the mid-army of Hai Tribe, where Black Banner elite troop was stationed. This division of elite troop had formidable strength, far surpassing others. Till now, this precious force had not made any move and was holding their position. Next, Dongfang Yuliang's gaze moved towards a specific corner of the battlefield. The tribe Gu masters were gathered there with Gu Guang and the rest being blood-soaked and fighting bravely. Dongfang Yuliang expressionlessly split the Star Thought Cloud into two. One half moved towards Black Banner elite troop, while the other half moved towards G tribe. Seeing the invasion of the Star Cloud, Black Banner Army's 3 commanders paled. Defend. All forces activate Gu together. The commanders sent the command, and all the heads of the Black Banner elite troop put all their efforts in activating Gu. Battle Thought Gu was similar to Star Thought Gu and Empty Thought Gu, and was also one of the Wisdom Path Gu worms. All the different ranking commanders of Black Banner elite troop coordinated to activate rank 3 to rank 4 Gu. These Battle Thought Gu were meant to be used on Black Banner elite troop. During the Battle Thought Gu would enter their brain and surge their battle intent, making them fearless. Star Thought Cloud pounced towards them. Red thoughts emerged above the Black Banner elite troop. There were few of these battle thoughts, but with them guarding beside the Black Banner elite troop, the elite troop was able to forcibly resist the impact of the Star Thought Cloud. Hai Tribe is indeed worthy of being a super tribe. The quality of their elite troop is far beyond that of other tribes' elite troops. Fang Yuan inwardly praised at this sight. These Black Banner elite troop belonged to Hai Tribe completely and would keep on accumulating their strength during peaceful times. The Gu masters in this troop were carefully selected elites, and with the large amounts of training and enormous resources invested in them, they were able to form into a trump card. Each of them had firm willpower and possessed the ability to resist the thoughts' impact by themselves. Now, with the protection of battle thoughts added, the devastation of Star Thought Cloud was restrained for the first time. Naturally, there was a crucial reason for this. Dongfang Yuliang had not used all his strength in this and had divided the Star Thought Cloud into 2, only using half of it to attack Black Banner elite troop. Black Banner elite troop's breathtaking performance shocked the people, forming a clear contrast with the other devastated elite troops. While on the G tribe side, miserable screams kept on ringing out. They were being slaughtered under the attack of the majestic Star Thoughts. Fang Yuan watched this indifferently. He was able to use Wolfcare Gu very proficiently, allowing him to see G tribe's miserable condition clearly. G tribe was no more than one of his chess pieces to disguise his identity. As the chess master, why would he put himself in danger because of a chess piece?
Still not coming out.
Dongfang Yuliang waited patiently for a while, secretly observing with his detection Gu. As long as Fang Yuan made any move to rescue the G tribe, he would be able to pinpoint Fang Yuan's exact location through the soul fluctuations. But no matter how long he waited, Fang Yuan did not make any move. Such cold and heartless action of Wolf King made Dongfang Yuliang feel a chill down his spine. On the contrary, when He Lulan saw his Black Banner elite troop showing signs of not being able to hold off anymore, he quickly made his move. Dongfang Yuliang, die. He shouted with a grandeur that looked like he had already recovered from the backlash. Dongfang Yuliang snorted. Large numbers of new star thoughts emerged above his head and charged towards He Lulan. The two collided in the midair, exchanging many moves. For a time, the victor or the loser could not be determined. With He Lulan's interference, the Star Thought Cloud that was causing troubles for Black Banner elite troop had no more support, and completely disappeared after causing mayhem for a while. The battlefield that had turned chaotic for a while again entered a deadlock. A smaller part of the dozen or so rank 4 battle rings had already ended, with the result ending in death or injuries. Among them, Wind Demon and Water Demon were still fighting. Shadow Sword expert Beyond Xuan and Flying Lightning Dong Po Kong, however, were moving back and forth in the battlefield.
These two both had outstanding movement Gu, and even when they were blocked by rank 4 Gu masters, they were able to easily get past them.
They were continuously searching for Fang Yuan's traces, but unfortunately, Fang Yuan kept on hiding without making any moves, causing their search to be fruitless. At the same time, in Neiyu Blessed Land, 2 Gu immortals, a male and a female, were sipping tea while observing the smoke image on the center of the table. The smoke image kept on surging, showing the scenes of the battle between He tribe and Dongfang tribe. The scenes were extremely clear, showing minute details of every corner. The female Gu immortal Tan Biya looked away and smiled towards the male Gu immortal Dongfang Changfan. Looks like this battle will be determined by the battle between Dongfang Yuliang and He Lulan. Whichever side wins will be the side that will occupy the upper hand. Dongfang Yuliang, this young man is pretty good, being able to bring the battle into a stalemate while having weaker military forces than He tribe. It seems Brother Changfan's guidance is quite effective. Dongfang Changfan had an ancient noble appearance with eyes that intermittently flashed with all kinds of colors. This soul wisdom path Gu immortal of Dongfang tribe indifferently shook his head and said with indifference, "Actually, I only said 2 to 3 sentences to Dongfang Yuliang, but this young lad is indeed good and quite interesting." After returning, he wantonly proclaimed this and rose up, borrowing my prestige. He has some talent and also puts in great efforts. I have already promised him that as long as he can be the lord of the imperial court, I will heal his little sister and nurture him as one of my successors. Become the lord of imperial court? Tan Baya was slightly dazed before smiling. Please forgive little sister for being blunt. In this round of the imperial court contest, I am afraid Dongfang tribe does not have a high chance. Within the several popular candidates this year, Yi Lui tribe's Yi Lui Sang is thought to have a high chance by everyone. This time, Yi Lui tribe's supreme elder Yi Lui Lai has secretly entrusted an immortal Gu to Yi Lui Sang. This is already an open secret in the circle. Yi Lui tribe might be part of the Huang Jin family and one of the super tribes of Northern Plains, but they haven't gained ownership of imperial court for the last 8 rounds. Because of this, Yi Lui Lai has been made fun of by He Chung of He tribe in these days. He is probably mobilizing immortal Gu this time to regain face. Dongfang Changfan chuckled after he finished speaking. His chuckle seemed to contain disdain. Tan Baya sipped tea and said yes. Speaking of He Chong, He Lulan is his 27th concubine's child. This is his son, so he has been actively supporting from behind because of sentiment and principle. Thus, He Lulan is also one of the popular candidates. Historically speaking, the struggle for the imperial court is no more than a competition between several large Huangjin family tribes. Those that are able to be the lord of imperial court have immense support from behind. From what I see, He Lulan's chances are much higher than your tribe's Dongfang Yuliang. Dongfang Changfan, however, slowly shook his head. Tan Baya's eyes flashed with a trace of interest at this. What is it? Could it be Brother Changfan also privately gave an immortal Gu to Dongfang Yuliang? Or maybe you set up some arrangements to ensure Dongfang Yuliang becomes the lord of imperial court? Wisdom Path Gu masters had the ability to scheme deeply and make deductions. Most Gu immortals have either experienced this personally or have heard of it. Wisdom Path Gu immortals were few in numbers. Dongfang Changfan was a famous Wisdom Path Gu master of Northern Plains, if he had secretly made arrangements and as long as it did not openly break the game rules for the fight for imperial court, Dongfang Yuliang would have a great probability of success. However, Dongfang Changfan negated Tan Biya's conjecture. No, during this round's competition for imperial court, Ma tribe has enormous momentum and could be said to have one foot on the throne of imperial court. Why would I Dongfang Changfan do pointless work? He Dongfang Changfan was already old and did not have much time left. He had calculated that the time of his death was around the corner, and thus for the tribe and also for his legacy to be continued. The matter of importance was to choose and nurture his successor. The fight for the imperial court was secondary. Not all Gu masters could become wisdom path Gu masters by having a set of wisdom path Gu worms. Dongfang Changfan was very pleased with Dongfang Yuliang's talents and even was slightly fearful. What made him even more pleased was Dongfang Yuliang had a weak and sick little sister who was unable to cultivate. This was Dongfang Yuliang's weakness, and as long as he grasped this hold on him, he would not need to worry about Dongfang Yuliang's loyalty. The fight for the imperial court was only a plan he set for Dongfang Yuliang. After Dongfang Yuliang was defeated, he would definitely come to beg him to save his little sister. This was akin to him gaining a hold on Dongfang Yuliang of the latter's own initiative. If Dongfang Yuliang succeeds by fluke, that would also be an unexpected surprise, even though he had promised Dongfang Yuliang to heal his little sister, who is to say if she would be cured completely. Tan Baya was surprised. What is this? Brother Changfan, you actually are optimistic about Ma tribe. Ma tribe might be a large-scale tribe with quite extraordinary military strength, but they don't have an Gu immortal supreme elder. Dongfang Changfan seemed to be waiting for this question as he leisurely replied, Sister Biya, you are unaware that Snowy Mountain Blessed Land has already secretly contacted Ma tribe to give them support. Snowy Mountain Blessed Land, that group of demonic path Gu immortals. Tan Baya's complexion sank as the news had quite a huge impact on her. She closely looked at Dongfang Changfan. Brother Changfan, how did you know this? Dongfang Changfan proudly smiled. I personally deduced this. You are the first one to know of it. Tan Baya immediately believed most of it. Dongfang Changfan was a wisdom path Gu immortal. This deduction he made personally should be equal to the truth. She also knew his details and knew he did not have any reason to deceive her. Moreover, Snowy Mountain Blessed Land's group of demonic path Gu immortals had always been coveting after 88 True Yang building. This time they were secretly supporting Ma tribe to get their hands on Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's inheritance. Such things had happened many times in the past as well. Thinking of this, she could not remain seated anymore. She was Liu tribe's external supreme elder and was secretly supporting Liu Wenwu. In case Liu Wenwu obtained the throne of imperial court, it would be an extremely big help to her status in Liu tribe. Ma tribe's existence had severely affected her arrangement. She naturally could not be tolerant and stood up. Brother Changfan, this matter is of grave importance. Demonic path Gu immortals are jackals and wolves. The others are still in the dark. Little sister will go inform them. Please forgive little sister for taking her leave. Go. Go? Dongfang Changfan slowly nodded and opened the door of the Blessed Land. After Tan Baya left the Blessed Land, Dongfang Changfan's face, that had no change like an ancient well, showed a hint of a smile. This discussion was a scheme he had made for Tan Baya. Tan Baya was also an astute Gu immortal, but since she was involved herself and also had her own expectations from this, she could be easily plotted against. Dongfang Changfan's gaze moved towards the smoke image where some changes had appeared in the battle. After a long fight, Dongfang Yuliang was slowly unable to hold up and began to retreat. With the main chief commander retreating, the army morale instantly fell and under Dongfang Yuliang's command, also began to retreat. The army was rattled but retreated without rushing. They had clearly received a lot of training. Dongfang Yuliang had already expected this. Thus, he had spent a lot of care in planning the retreat prior to the battle. Dongfang army slowly retreated while counter-attacking occasionally. Many Gu masters of High Tribe were instead the ones to lose their lives due to carelessness. Wind Demon, you gutless rat, want to run? Water Demon Hao Ji Liu shouted. His body was filled with injuries and was soaked in blood. Wind Demon scoffed but did not reply, instead retreating silently, firmly acting on Dongfang Yuliang's command. The defensive line the army had constructed before was several hundreds of li farther. As long as they could retreat to the defense line, they would have time to get some rest and recover their strength. At that time, it would be He Tribe Army's turn to feel a headache, and this bad start would only be a small detail. However, right at this time, wolf group suddenly howled and gathered together, once again forming into a wolf tide that unfolded a death charge towards Dongfang army. The wolf group was different from Gu masters. Gu masters cherished their lives while the wolf group could charge on without fearing death. Damn it. Dongfang Yuliang's heart was tearing as he looked at this. Under the wolf group's charge, Dongfang Alliance army suffered countless casualties and panic soon spread in the army, continuing to show signs of crumbling. Fang Yuan used 80% of his master-level enslavement attainment. The people who looked at it were dazzled as the assault came in waves after waves unceasingly. Dongfang army was like mud which, under the cleansing of the wolf tide, broke apart piece by piece. The strong soul fluctuations revealed Fang Yuan's position. But Fang Yuan was already in the open now. He was standing on the calm twin-headed rhino with many Gu master experts gathering beside him. Wolf King Chang Shan Yin. Dongfang Yuliang gnashed his teeth, his eyes seemingly breathing fire. In this battle, he had thoroughly experienced the ruthlessness and the ferocity of Fang Yuan. Don't forget, Fang Yuan had only acted twice in this battle. The first time he moved, he directly created the all-out war, causing many of Dongfang Yuliang's arrangements to have no place to be used. And now the second time he moved was the time when Dongfang army was its weakest, throwing stones at them when they were having difficulties. Right now, the Gu masters almost had no primeval essence in their aperture, having risked their lives for so long. Although they still had strength to battle, they were perishing together with the wolves. Fang Yuan's wolf group also had severe losses, but this was already a great profit. His wolves could be easily replenished. There were many wolves in northern plains, but the sacrifice the other side had to make were precious Gu masters. Chapter 515, Dongfang Yulang's backup plan. Dongfang army suffered huge losses within a short period of time, and they abandoned the large numbers of corpses as they retreated. Run. Run, it will be too late if we don't go now. The situation Dongfang Yuliang was most worried about finally happened. Dongfang Alliance army collapsed with no intent to battle, only concentrating on escape. He tribe army took this chance to unfold a cruel massacre. Dongfang Yuliang gnashed his teeth and promptly mobilized rank 4 Gu master experts to hold back the enemy. The experts turned around and dealt a heavy blow, restraining the momentum of He tribe army. But this did not last long as He tribe's rank 4 Gu master experts took the stage and hindered the Dongfang tribe's experts. Dongfang Yuliang made a move again but was pinned down by Hai Lu Lan. Seeing his side troops chasing after the enemy and having the momentum in unfolding cruel massacre, Fang Yuan stopped and summoned the wolf group beside him. This move immediately won favorable impression from the Black Banner elite troops commander who was beside him. In his view, this was a great chance for Wolf King to get battle contributions, but the latter instead gave these battle achievements to others. This commander praised Fang Yuan openly. Fang Yuan knew the other party was trying to express goodwill. Hai Shu Yi had been appointed as his bodyguard, but Shu Yi deserted him in the face of danger, and if not for the water image, he would have already been dead. However, Fang Yuan never counted on someone else's protection. He only relied on himself. Moreover, Hai Shu Yi was He Lulan's trusted general, and because of this, he would not be able to do anything to Hai Shu Yi if he raised this topic. Even if he could, Fang Yuan was not willing to be in such pointless internal friction. He casually replied, secretly hinting the commander that he did not put this matter in heart. Only then did the commander let out a breath of relief, secretly feeling though Wolf King was arrogant, he was truly magnanimous and extraordinary. Finally, Dongfang army made a mad run to the first defense line, paying a disastrous price for this. 20% of the whole army had died during the first battle, but 50% had died during the chase by the wolf group and the enemy. The remaining 30% who were injured and disabled managed to run to the defense line. Among the rank 4 experts, 2 died in the process of holding back Hai tribe army. The He tribe army chased without stopping, but they were shot through by the Feather Arrow elite troops who were standing on the defense walls and lost hundreds of people before running away in sorry figures. This was the elite troop that the Dongfang tribe had cultivated by spending a lot of care and resources. They were not any weaker than the Black Banner elite troop. Hai Tribe's Gu masters tried to charge through 3 times but were shot back into retreat by the Feather Arrow elite troop. He Lulan mobilized the rank 4 Gu masters to charge forward, but they were trapped by Dong Fang Yu Liang's arrangement and lost 3 experts. Lord Alliance leader, the enemy is relying on their location to defend, and they occupy the geographical advantage. Our side has fought hard for long. We don't have sufficient primeval essence to keep on fighting. It would be better to retreat for now and make new plans. The group of experts returned to the main tent, where cunning gentleman Sun Shihan suggested this idea. Fang Yuan's brows furrowed. He had his previous life memories and knew Dong Fang Yu Liang was very good at handling messy situations, winning against stronger opponents as the weaker side. If they delayed for long, the amount of intel he would receive would increase, and it would be more unfavorable for Hai Tribe. This time, there was Fang Yuan's interference which led to the Hai Tribe occupying a greater dominance than in his previous life, but Dong Fang Yu Liang, who was in a good shape, was an enormous threat. To deal with Dong Fang Yu Liang, the best way was to continue attacking, without giving him the chance to scheme and calculate. Hai Lulan pondered on cunning gentleman's suggestion in silence. He had crossed hands with Dong Fang Yu Liang before and was well acquainted with Dong Fang Yu Liang's methods. He did not want to let go of this chance in front of him, and thus his gaze moved towards Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan proudly smiled and said to Hai Lulan, "Hai Tribe leader does not need to worry. I can guarantee you that I will break this defense line in just a quarter of an hour." The crowd raised their eyebrows in surprise, while cunning gentlemen sneered, feeling Fang Yuan was boasting. Hai Lulan, however, was joyous. "Then I shall see the Wolf King's ability." The wolf group once again gathered together and unfolded an endless charge at Dongfang Tribe's first line of defense. The Dongfang Tribe defended very tightly, and in just moments, wolf corpses littered under the walls. Hai Tribe's troops were overwhelmed at this sight. Fang Yuan was simply sending the wolf group to their death, disregarding the sacrifices. Especially the Feather Arrow elite troop. They were experts at long-distance attacks and were with the direction of the wind from the walls. Rank 4 experts acted as emergency response group, moving everywhere. As long as an area showed signs of falling, they would move one after another to avert the disaster. Dongfang Tribe's defense line was truly like a fortress. Fang Yuan scoffed while continuously activating Wolf Hao Ju and creating shocking variations in the assault. Every variation brought an enormous threat to the defense line. This high intensity of battle caused enormous sacrifices in the wolf group. 280,000 wolves had died in a short period of time. Fang Yuan was expressionless as he commanded the wolf group from the twin-headed rhinoceros's back. The gazes the crowd in the main tent looked at him quietly changed. Wolf King's ruthlessness caused fear to emerge in these people. Such a majestic and fierce wolf tide gave them a feeling of being insignificant. Wolf King Chang Shan Yin, such a ruthless heart you have. Do you want to spare none? Dong Fang Yu Liang's expression was heavy. The large numbers of sacrifices in the wolf group were exchanged with intense consumption of primeval essence of Dongfang army. He was extremely regretful. If he had known this, he would rather give up on Hai Lulan to take Chang Shan Yin's life. Finally, Dongfang Tribe's Gu masters could not hold up anymore, and the wolf group's offense made them so exhausted that they did not even have time to take a breather, much less recover their primeval essence. Retreat. Helplessly, Dongfang Yu Liang could only send down the command to retreat. Just like Fang Yuan proclaimed, after a quarter of an hour, Dongfang Tribe's first line of defense was broken. Dongfang Yu Liang left behind a group of crippled Gu masters to cover their retreat and led the remaining troops to escape towards the second defense line in the fastest speed possible. My wolf group is very exhausted and is not fit to chase them anymore. Fang Yuan withdrew his wolf group and made way to give Hai Tribe army the chance to move. This action won him almost everyone's good impressions. I have sustained some injuries in this battle. You guys chase them and kill them all. But be careful, that Dongfang lad definitely has some arrangements. Hai Lulan did not move from the main tent and instead sent Hao Jiliu, Pan Ping, the Wang tribe leader, and others to chase. The crowd excitedly crossed over the broken defense line and moved in pursuit. But the troops had just crossed over the defense line when an intense explosion suddenly burst out. Boom! Just like the crackling of a thunder. Dozens of Gu masters were instantly fried, leaving behind flesh and broken limbs on the ground. Immediately after that, large numbers of explosions exploded in a chain reaction, covering the whole defense line. The troops who went to chase immediately suffered huge losses and fell into chaos. It is charred thunder potato Gu, Dongfang. Yu Liang buried large numbers of them under the defense line. The investigative Gu masters returned to report in the main tent. I can see it. He Lulan's expression was extremely dark as he waved his hand for the investigative Gu masters to take their leave. He was not stupid and immediately realized he had been schemed by Dongfang Yu Liang. Setting up so many charred thunder potato Gu would require a long time. This time was actually given by He Lulan. Before the battle, Dongfang Yu Liang had purposely sent a challenge letter to start the war. In retaliation, He Lulan listened to cunning gentleman's words and delayed it for several days, only starting the battle after his rear army gathered. This gave Dongfang Yu Liang the chance to put this plan in action. The explosions continued without an end, inflicting many casualties among the Hai tribe army. The most crucial point was that their pursuit had stopped. The Hai tribe army could only watch as the Dongfang tribe's remnant troops safely escaped. Charred thunder potato Gu might only be a rank 2 Gu with limited power, but there was just too many of it. Besides this, there were also many rank 3 muffled thunder potato Gu and a few rank 4 thunderclap potato Gu mixed among them. Even if Gu masters were able to activate defensive Gu and preserve their life, their primeval essence would be greatly consumed. There were only a few Gu masters who had flying Gu worms. Even if these people could catch up to the enemy, their strength was weak and would instead be giving Dongfang tribe the opportunity to kill them. The Gu masters, who had been worked up and excited to establish merits, finally returned to the camp in a sorry figure, full of injuries. We have already gained a huge victory today. Dongfang lad is only delaying his death. I can still have the pleasure of killing him later. He Lulan pacified himself and began to handle the post-war affairs. Cleaning the battlefield, healing the injured, listing the battle merits. These were all complicated affairs that required energy and time. Fang Yuan naturally was not willing to waste his precious time on this. He casually gave an excuse and left the main tent, returning to his large lizard house Gu to continue cultivating. He had established huge contributions in this battle, and although he only moved a few times, each time was crucial. In front of his military success and position of strength, even cunning gentlemen kept quiet, much less anyone else. The Wolf King was not injured by the blast. Dongfang Yu Liang listened to the battle information from the detective Gu master and felt quite regretful. Through this battle, he placed Fang Yuan as the #1 enemy with threat even higher than Hai Lulan. Chang Shanyin was extremely cunning and vicious, not even caring about Jiqi tribe's life or death. Although he was only at rank 4 peak stage, he was much more troublesome than He Lulan. Dongfang Yu Liang had originally calculated that the chance for Chang Shanyin to mobilize his wolf group to chase them was very high, but his meticulously prepared trap did not even ensnare a single wolf, and instead killed large numbers of Hai tribe's Gu masters. A Gu master's life was much more precious than wild wolves. But Dongfang Yu Liang was not happy. To a wisdom path Gu master who were experts at deductions and schemes, a strong and powerful enemy was not troublesome. But even though the Wolf King was strong, he was not conceited and instead was a very calm opponent. Such opponents were a thorn in the neck. It was precisely because of Fang Yuan's few times of making a move that caused Dongfang army to fall from slightly losing position to utter defeat. From this, a gap appeared in the two sides where the Hai tribe was in a clear superiority and Dongfang army was in a disadvantage, in a worsening situation. Looking at this battle coming to an end, in Niyu Blessed Land, Dongfang Changfan retracted his gaze and collected the smoke on the table into his sleeves. Even without a need to deduce, he could tell that Dongfang Yu Liang was already in an absolute disadvantage after this battle. Unless Hai Lulan made a great mistake, Dongfang Yu Liang's hopes of advancing to imperial court had become very minute. However, Dongfang Yu Liang had performed remarkably in the battle. even creating a stalemate with his comparatively weaker military force. He had made full use of all the cards available to him, especially his move in protecting the tribe's strength, which caused there to not be a single loss in Feather Arrow elite troop. This is his loyalty towards the tribe. Now it is a test to see how well he deals with this messy situation. Dongfang Changfan slowly closed his eyes, very pleased with this point. Other tribes' casualties were their matters. It was okay as long as Dongfang tribe's losses were not large. The struggle for the imperial court by itself was an arrangement set by Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. One of the objectives was to preserve his bloodline while weakening the other tribes. Chibi General, the exploding potatoes are back. Chapter 516 Battle Merit Board. The red cloud surged in the air, giving Fang Yuan a burning hot feeling. Fang Yuan was sitting cross-legged on a mat with his eyes closed, his mind holding the fire cloud together. It is time. He inwardly calculated the time and slowly opened his eyes, after which he took out a wine vat. The wine vat was filled with dark blue liquid, giving off a shine like the reflection of the moon on the sea. Descend. Fang Yuan softly spoke, and the fire cloud in the air slowly fell down, pouring completely into the wine vat. For a moment, the contact of fire and water along with their merging produced thick black smoke. The black smoke rapidly pervaded the whole room. Fang Yuan could not even see his own fingers as if he was in a dark night. With a shift of his mind, the wine vat suddenly let out an attraction force that completely absorbed all the black smoke within a few breaths of time. The room was bright once again with a vague sweetness remaining in the air. Fang Yuan repeatedly flicked his finger, throwing goo worm after goo worm into the wine vat. The wine vat kept on shaking for 2-3 minutes before finally calming down. Fang Yuan gazed into the wine vat and only saw black mud inside. Those goo worms he had thrown inside had completely merged together, forming a semi-finished product that was concealed in the center of the black mud. Rise. Fang Yuan cautiously poured his primeval essence. The surface of the black mud broke open and a thin, delicate sprout grew out of it. The delicate sprout was glossy green and grew rapidly, already growing into a small sapling in an instant. The sapling grew thicker with a visible speed, slowly growing upwards. Conversely, the black mud in the wine vat rapidly decreased. When the black mud decreased to 80%, the small tree stopped growing. The crown of the tree had formed into a tight shape, like a clenched green fist. Open. Fang Yuan gave a light shout and simultaneously poured in large amounts of primeval essence into the tree. The green fist slowly opened, revealing a goo worm in its palm. This goo had a long oval body with a dark brown carapace. A majestic horn was on its head, which made it look thick and powerful. It had 4 pairs of long, strong legs, and its whole body emitted a glossy metallic luster. One look at it was enough for anyone to know that it was not an ordinary goo. A trace of joy flashed in Fang Yuan's eyes. This goo was precisely the all-out effort goo which he had failed to advance 3 times before, finally succeeding in this 4th try. Fang Yuan carefully observed, examining the differences in before and after the refinement. Rank 3 all-out effort, goo only had 3 pairs of legs, and because it was from the southern border, it received the region's restriction and was suppressed to rank 2. Rank 4 all-out effort goo had 4 pairs of legs and was larger in size, over 2 times bigger than its rank 3 counterpart. And because it was refined in Northern Plains, it became a Northern Plains goo and did not suffer from suppression, thus letting out a genuine rank 4 aura. With this rank 4 goo, my strength path battle strength has immediately recovered for the most part. I will have to make preparations for its rank 5 recipe. Fortunately, I now possess a blessed land and can connect to treasure Yellow Heaven and also have some connection with Langya Blessed Land. There is hope in getting hold of all-out effort, Gu's rank 5 recipe. Fang Yuan stored this new all-out effort Gu into his aperture and cleaned the room once before coming out of the large lizard house Gu. Outside was a bright and beautiful scene. Large numbers of Gu masters were moving back and forth between countless tents, hurrying about their respective affairs. Some were going to supply camps to exchange for goo worms, some were returning after cleaning up the battlefield, and some were building up defensive structures. 8 days had passed since the great battle with Dongfang Alliance Army. In these 8 days, Hai Tribe's army kept its patience, cleaning up the battlefield every day, making details of battle merits, and healing the injured. These serious and diverse affairs caused the army higher-ups to be extremely busy. A mountain of paperwork had piled up on He Lulan's table. Coming gentleman was given heavy responsibilities and was so busy that he had not slept for 3 days and 3 nights, and his face had become pale as paper. Each of the tribe leaders were also very busy, rushing about to fight for the benefits of their respective tribes. As people holding top positions, they naturally had their own duty and responsibility. In this period of time, Ji Guang also looked for Fang Yuan several times, hoping Fang Yuan would come out for Ji Tribe's benefits, but Fang Yuan ignored and refused to see him, only concentrating in cultivating. In this time, they appeared to be free and unconstrained like those demonic path Gu masters. For the most part, they did not receive any implications and only looked after themselves. Apart from checking whether their battle merits had not been embezzled, they were either healing their injuries or using battle merits to exchange for new goo worms, actively preparing for war. The treatment abilities of this world was far above that on Earth. On Earth, amputated limbs would mean becoming a disabled. If fingers were cut off, the fingers would need to be preserved and transplanted within a set period of time, and this transplantation had a chance of failure. But in this world, even if one's limbs were completely cut off, they could be directly grown under the healing effects of goo worms. Basically, as long as the goo masters were not inflicted with troublesome injuries, they could be healed. Thus, although only a short period of 8 days had passed, the number of injured in He Tribe army had already decreased by 80%, among which most had recovered the ability to fight. As one went nearer towards the supply camps, they would discover a bigger stream of people. Over these days, large numbers of Gu masters came here to exchange their battle merits for goods. The supply camps became the most busy place in the whole camp. They opened 15 large tents in a row, with each tent occupying at least 325 acres, and over 1,000 Gu masters were working to serve people. But even so, the supply camp was packed with people and every tent was crowded and clamorous. Subordinate greets Lord Wolf King. Please come this way, Lord. When Fang Yuan arrived at the supply camp, a professional female Gu master led him to a Gu house with a smile on her face. As long as there was an organization, there would be hierarchy, upper and lower levels, and also difference in treatments. Fang Yuan belonged to the upper layer in the whole army, and the treatment he received would naturally be different from ordinary people. Lord Wolf King is mighty. You are the first in the battle merit list in this battle. The young and beautiful female Gu master handed a scroll to Fang Yuan with a look of worship. Fang Yuan gently pulled apart the 2 ends of the scroll and saw Changshan Yin at the very start. After his name was the amount of battle merit, which was a series of numbers written in Northern Plains language, denoting over 100,000 characters. Fang Yuan only roughly glanced at it. In this world, battle merits were easy to calculate, because there were large numbers of Gu worms that could monitor or capture images. In every large battle, every tribe would use large numbers of Gu worms to record the whole process of the battle. Besides the purpose of calculating the battle merits, it was more importantly for assimilating experience, gathering intel, probing the enemy's real details, and understanding one's own side's deficiencies. Besides this, many Gu masters would also use their own Gu worms to record their own battle. With all these details and images of every corner, the battle merits would be calculated again and again to verify the correct statistic. Fang Yuan opened the scroll further. Under his name was He Lulan. His battle merit was over 80,000. He Lulan fought and pinned down Dongfang Yu Liang, who was the strongest expert in the enemy's side. At the same time, he killed Wei Xin, Yishuan Ming, and Wan Shan, who were under 3 hearts combination soul, getting rid of the mixed beast group. This was an enormous battle contribution. Under Hai Lu Lan was Water Demon Hao Ji Lu, Wang Tribe leader, Pan Ping, and so on, with tens of thousands as their battle merits. As Fang Yuan went further down, the battle merits became less and less. After the top 10, the battle merits fell down to over 9,000. After the top 20, the battle merits fell down to around 7 to 8,000. The scroll recorded 106 people altogether, with most having around 3,000 battle merits. It was clear this scroll was the list of the highest battle merits achiever. The complete battle merit list was erected in the 15 large tents and was as large as defense walls, with large numbers of swimword Gu used on them. Thus, the characters on the surface of the large list would flicker time to time, showing the change in the battle merits. The battle merit statistics had started from the moment the battle started and would keep on being maintained. Some Gu masters would exchange their battle merits for Gu worms, thus their battle merits would fall. Some Gu masters' battle merits would instead continue to rise. Especially healing Gu masters, they would have considerable gains in the post-war. Fang Yuan placed the scroll to the side. The female Gu master had been observing his expression, and at this moment, she handed over a Gu worm. This Gu worm looked like a ladybug with square carapace, protruding edges while the middle part was sunken like a window frame. This was rank 4 East Window Gu, an information path Gu used to store information. Previously at Langya Blessed Land, when Fang Yuan asked for the information on 88 True Yang building, the Langya Land Spirit had given him an East Window Gu. Fang Yuan took the East Window Gu and held it in his hand, pouring Primeville essence into it. East Window Gu gave off a glimmer, and an enormous amount of information poured into Fang Yuan's mind. There was a large number of goods, including Gu worms from every path, beasts, vegetation, primeval stones, variant men, Gu recipes, and so on. These goods were put up by all tribes, and according to rules, as the alliance leader, He tribe put forward the maximum number of goods, no less than half of all these goods. Soon, Fang Yuan discovered many things he wanted to purchase from these goods. Although Fang Yuan could connect to Treasure Yellow Heaven through Little Hu Immortal, the transactions in Treasure Yellow Heaven was the transactions between great sects and clans which used immortal essence stones as the currency. It was not suitable for Fang Yuan's current state. At the same time, there was also the mysterious force represented by old man Yan Shi, who was coveting after Fang Yuan's fixed immortal traveled Gu. If Fang Yuan wanted to buy rank 5 Gu to raise his strength, he would need to buy Northern Plains Gu worms. If he did that, it would definitely provide an important evidence to this wisdom path, Gu Immortal. Thus, the supply camp was much more suitable to the current Fang Yuan than Treasure Yellow Heaven. Among my strength path Gu worms, all-out effort Gu has been raised to rank 4 and has adapted to Northern Plains. But I still have rank 3 strength Chi Gu, Tusita Flower, Primeval Elder Gu, Self-Reliance Gu, as well as rank 4 Bitter Strength, Expend Strength Gu, and Charging Crash Gu. These Gu are all from southern border and is under region suppression in the Northern Plains. To remove the region's suppression, I would need to advance these Gu to higher rank in Northern Plains. But to do so would mean too much investment. There was a probability of failure in Gu refinement. Even though Fang Yuan had close to master-level skill in refinement path, he was not exempted from this probability. The rank 4 all-out effort Gu he refined had failed several times before succeeding. The refinement of nauseous crying baby Gu failed for over 10 times, yet it still did not succeed in the end. The higher the rank of the Gu, the higher the probability of failing the refinement. This was especially so for rank 5 Gu, as those were very challenging and difficult to refine, with the probability of success usually being less than 1 in 1,000. Chapter 517, Lurking Soul Coat Gu. Advancing Bitter Strength Gu, Expend Strength Gu, and Charging Crash Gu to rank 5 was a huge project. Fang Yuan would need to use large amounts of materials and Gu worms. Thus, often only the Gu immortals who had blessed lands had the capital to gather a complete set of rank 5 Gu. It was very hard for mortals to bear such a price. Thus, in the mortal world, a lot of rank 5 Gu masters did not even have 1 rank 5 Gu. Only people like He Lu Lan and Dongfang Yu Liang, who had the support of a large force behind them, had 1 or 2 rank 5 Gu. In the information provided by East Window Gu, there was only a Dark Path rank 5 Gu that could be exchanged with battle merits. My enslavement path Gu originated from Changshan Yin. Almost all are rank 4, and it will be extremely difficult to raise them to rank 5 in a short period of time. Thus, I need to concentrate on gathering Gu recipes, just in case. As for my strength path Gu, those originate from southern border, rather than refining them. It might be better to make direct purchases. After all, these Gu are not my vital Gu, so if the refinement fails, they will perish. And if I want to refine again, I will have to accumulate them again. Fang Yuan's plan was the same as the choice many foreign region Gu masters sensibly made in the troubled times that were to come in the future. He made his choice. There was only one rank 5 Gu among the goods, but there were many rank 4 Gu including Bitter Strength Gu, Tusita Flower and Primeval Elder Gu. But there was no Charging Crash Gu. Fang Yuan could only opt for the next best choice and choose 2 pairs of rank 3 Horizontal Charge Gu and Vertical Crash Gu, intending to fuse them himself. Self-Reliance Gu was a perfect match for Strength Path Gu masters, and a rare Gu at that. In High Tribe's enormous list of goods, there was one Self-Reliance Gu, but unfortunately, it was only at rank 2, even lower than Fang Yuan's. Rank 3 Self-Reliance Gu could reach a price of 45,000 Primeval Stones, which corresponded to 4,500 battle merits. A rank 4 Self-Reliance Gu's price could be compared to a rank 5 Gu, and had a very low possibility of appearing in the exchange list. Fang Yuan pondered and bought this rank 2 Self-Reliance Gu as well. If there was truly no other way, he could only try to refine it. If the Self-Reliance Gu was like this, then there was no need to even mention Strength Chi Gu. Strength Chi Gu was already extinct in the mortal markets, and Fang Yuan's Strength Chi Gu was obtained by reverse refining rank 4 Atmosphere Gu. But the Atmosphere Gu was rank 4, and was not a mainstream Gu, and was also very rare on top of that. If Fang Yuan wanted to obtain Strength Chi Gu, he could only use Northern Plains Atmosphere Gu and reverse refine it to rank 3 Strength Chi Gu. He had rank 5 Cultivation now. Rank 3 Strength Chi Gu was not suitable for him anymore. Rank 3 Gu's help to him now was extremely small. Since there is no expend Strength Gu, then so be it. After all, this Gu is used for restricting Strength Path and has few applications. If I don't have Strength Chi Gu, it will truly be miserable. I will be lacking long-range attack methods and land in the most common predicament of present-age Strength Path Gu masters. Strength Chi Gu might not be treated as a core Gu, but it was extremely important to Strength Path Gu masters. So I can only try to gather rank 4 and rank 5 recipes of Strength Chi Gu for now. Key Path has already died out. Treasure Yellow Heaven has them, but the prices are definitely high. Perhaps my greatest hope is in Langya Blessed Land, but Langya Land spirit is not easy to deal with. I will have to pay a huge price if I want to obtain the recipe. Just when Fang Yuan was inwardly vexed about this problem, he suddenly had a realization. Wrong. His mind received a slight jolt. Even if my strength path doesn't have long-ranged attack methods, my enslavement path can make up for it. My situation is no longer the same now. I have 2 apertures. I cultivate enslavement and strength path. They can complement each other. Fang Yuan's view suddenly cleared up. Although he was someone who had been reborn and was meticulous, it was unavoidable for even him to have times of habitual thinking. He only had 1 aperture in his previous life, and even though he had touched upon other paths, it was mostly after he became a Gu immortal. But now, he was already cultivating 2 paths as a mortal. Enslavement path Gu masters are most afraid of beheading the leader tactics. I can use strength path to defend. On the contrary, strength path's weakness can be filled by using enslavement path. Strength Chi Gu, there is no need for it. Because he cultivated 2 paths, this problem that troubled strength path Gu masters was easily resolved. Following after this, Fang Yuan used his battle merits to exchange for many space path Gu and large numbers of Gu refinement materials. These space path Gu and materials were preparations to enter Luo Po Valley later on. Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable had sealed Luo Po Valley back then. If one wanted to enter, normal methods wouldn't work. One must have a rank 5 Open Door Gu. Open Door Gu could let the fated ones enter Luo Po Valley. But to close the passage would require refining a rank 5 Closed Door Gu to prevent the exposure of the passage and others entering in. Lord Wolf King actually exchanged for so many Strength Path Gu and Space Path Gu, and there are also huge amounts of Gu refinement materials. The goods Fang Yuan wanted to exchange for caused this female Gu master to be inwardly surprised. Exchanging for Strength Path Gu was still reasonable. After all, Strength Path might be declining, but it consumed less primeval essence. In case primeval essence was about to be exhausted, it could act as a Gu master's last support. Thus, in northern plains where battles occurred frequently, almost all the Gu masters cultivated some Strength Path Gu. But what is Lord Wolf King going to do with these Space Path Gu? Maybe he wants to use Space Path Gu to protect himself. After all, Enslavement Path Gu masters are often restrained by beheading leader tactics. There are also these astonishing amounts of Gu refinement materials. Is Lord Wolf King interested towards refinement path? Or maybe he is researching a completely new enslavement path Gu. The female Gu master was full of doubts but did not express them. She was very aware that rashly inquiring about these secrets was an extremely great offense to the Gu master. Thus, she did not reveal any curiosity on her face, concentrating only on handling these exchanges. Fang Yuan soon saw his battle merits decreased by over half on the battle list, immediately falling down from first position. Lord Wolf King, these goods you exchanged for will be sent to you one by one today and will be completely delivered by dawn. The female Gu master informed in a soft voice. Fang Yuan nodded and was just about to leave when this female Gu master said in a low voice, "Lord Wolf King, please wait a moment. Here is a Gu recipe which is extremely suitable for you. Lord Tribe Leader specifically told me to hold it for you." Fang Yuan's eyes flashed with a bright light. There was no need to even guess. The female Gu master before him was definitely High Tribe's Gu master. In such an important place like the supply camp, He Lu Lan could only be at ease if he placed his men inside. Listening to the female Gu master's words, Fang Yuan realized this was He Lu Lan's goodwill towards him. It was extremely likely that it was because of Hai Shu Yi deserting in the face of danger, and that Fang Yuan let the bygones be bygones, so Hai Lu Lan was secretly reciprocating for it. Fang Yuan immediately felt some interest, and after understanding about the details, he found that this Gu recipe was truly very suitable for him. This was a Gu recipe of Lurking Soul Coat Gu. Lurking Soul Coat Gu had only one ability, and that was to cover soul fluctuations. Previously, Fang Yuan was hiding in a corner of the battlefield and had to mobilize the wolf group without being able to use his full strength to prevent being discovered. But with this Gu, he could completely cover his soul fluctuations and mobilize the wolf group with his whole strength while hiding. This Gu recipe went all the way from rank 1 to rank 5, thus it had very high price. Fang Yuan used all his remaining battle merits and barely obtained it. He skimmed through the Gu recipe once and saw the difficulty in refining this Gu was not high, but there were monumental amount of refinement procedures. Moreover, the cost involved was not low, especially one procedure among them required a large number of fresh beast skins as Gu refinement materials. Tribe Leader has said himself that if Lord Wolf King feels like the Gu refinement is too complicated, you can ask the refinement path Gu masters to do it. You only need to pay equivalent battle merits to them. If Lord Wolf King has insufficient battle merits, you can borrow 500,000. The female Gu master timely suggested. Primeval stones were the currency during normal times. But during battles, because of Gu masters using a large number of primeval stones to restore their primeval essence, refine new Gu or so on, primeval stones were in scarcity. At such times, battle merits were often used as currency. This was not only in northern plains, it was also the same in southern border and other regions. Borrowing battle merits naturally was not a treatment given to ordinary people. Fang Yuan, however, was a crucial battle strength, as he could directly raise the strength of the whole He tribe army by himself. Thus, He Lu Lan was happy to actively promote such actions secretly.
Fang Yuan nodded and borrowed 500,000 battle merits on the spot.
With this, his battle merits went into negative, falling down to the last position on the large battle merit list. The Gu masters who saw this scene in the 15 large tents exclaimed in surprise. In the enormous battle merit list that was as large as defense walls, The negative 500,000, which was written in scarlet, was exceptionally dazzling. From first to last, such a huge discrepancy caused people to be greatly taken aback. Clamorous discussions rose before gradually quieting down. The Wolf King's strength and status made them involuntarily accept this fact. Soon after, several assignments that came from the Wolf King caused the quietened discussions to again turn into a clamor. The assignments were capturing wolves, gathering souls, peeling off wolf skins and processing them, along with large numbers of Gu refinement assignments. Once completed, could give them a lot of battle merits. These assignments quickly stimulated everyone's enthusiasm. In the next few days, Fang Yuan continued to cultivate, concentrating mainly on strength path. Because of Turtle Jade Wolfskin Gu, his body could bear even more strength. Several days later, Fang Yuan's strength path broke through the 100-Jun strength barrier, and he had already successively received 10,000 rank 1 lurking soul coat Gu. But to push to rank 5, this amount was still far from enough. High Tribe army rested and reorganized for a week more before pulling up the camp and pushing forward towards Dongfang Tribe's defense line. The battle began once more. Dongfang Yu Liang relied on tall and firm defense walls to defend tightly, and along with repeated clever plans, he was able to push off the battle to the limit, causing great trouble to He Tribe. But it was still very difficult for him to make up for the large gap created by the first battle. The 5 defense lines Dongfang army had built was broken through by High Tribe in a row. In the end, the Dongfang army had retreated to the final defense line in the central zone of Chaofu and were firmly surrounded by He Tribe. Dongfang Yu Liang, you are surrounded. Your loss is already determined. A wise man submits to fate. As long as you surrender, my army's main military advisor position will still be yours. Hai Lulan stood high on his twin-headed rhino, his voice echoing throughout the battlefield. Chapter 518 famous. Facing Hai Lulan's offer of submission, Dongfang Yu Liang went silent. He was standing on the walls, looking at the black enemy troops. The wind blew his hair and his clothes fluttered lightly in the air. He sighed lightly. Even though he had many brilliant schemes and always held the initiative with his predictions, the difference between the two sides was just too overwhelming in the end. They reached this stage. Wisdom Path was not invincible. Throughout history, there were a great number of Gu Master path and styles. Even Chi Path and Strength Path, which were dominant in a point in time, did not manage to cause other paths to go into extinction, becoming the sole path of the Gu Master world. Every path had its strengths and weaknesses, especially when Gu Master paths were established on the basis of resources. As times changed and environments changed, when the resources that Gu Masters needed to cultivate dwindled, that particular path's vitality would go down. Any Gu Master familiar with history would know that throughout the long river of time, countless paths were buried. Speaking of which, Wisdom Path had been popular since the immemorial era until this day. Even though they were always low on numbers, such an established path could be said to be independent already. In this world, there were no invincible paths, only invincible Gu Masters. But to be truly invincible, there were only 10 in history. Dongfang Yu Liang was only a rank 5 Wisdom Path Gu Master. Although he was at the peak of the mortal realm, he was far from invincible. Even though he had his self-created killer move, 7-Star Light, the primeval essence expenditure of it was too great. It could not be sustained. Against a huge force like High Tribe, he was already feeling overpowered and outnumbered. If I was an Enslavement Path Gu Master, there might be a chance of salvaging it. But even Enslavement Path would need to be worried of beheading the leader tactic. Even Wolf King Chang Shanyin does not dare to venture out alone, leading his wolves to leave the main troops. Thus, only by ascending to Gu Immortal can one rule above the mortal world. Dongfang Yu Liang sighed in his heart. At this time, Water Demon Hao Ji Liu came forward to battle. Wind Demon, come out and die. He shouted out his enemy's name. Wind Demon was furious, growling, Hao Ji Liu, don't be arrogant. Saying so, he leapt from the defense walls, activating his Gu while in mid-air, as 2 4-leaf wind blades formed, shooting out. All you can use are old tricks. Water Demon laughed, not dodging as he charged head-on. Bam, bam, bam. The Water and Wind Demons had battled for dozens of rounds. They were very familiar with each other. Thus, the moment they fought, it reached the climax. Wind blades and water bullets flew on both sides, colliding in midair as they exploded. Wind Demon's attacks were sharp and focused on penetrating and kiting, while Water Demon engaged in frontal assault, overwhelming the enemy. The two were established characters. Now that they were engaging with each other, they were displaying great strength as the battle could not be decided easily. The Gu masters from both armies focused their attention on these two people. The strength of a rank 4 Gu master was well known by all, but now it still gave them a great sense of fear and trepidation. After a while, Water Demon gradually gained the upper hand. Wind Demon's condition was not good. There were times where a Gu master's strength fluctuated. Like now, the conclusion had already been decided. Being surrounded by High Tribe heavily, Dongfang Tribe's warriors had low morale. Wind Demon was affected too. Seeing his rival of equal strength suppressed by himself, Water Demon shouted in joy as he attacked even more fiercely. The general was the courage of the soldiers. Seeing this, High Tribe Army's morale surged as Dongfang Alliance Army sank into silence on the defense wall. In the main tent, He Lulan laughed heartily as he sent another rank 4 expert into battle. Dongfang Yuliang sent a person to deal with him, but the battle between these two Gu masters was not as intense as the battle between demons. Not only was the commotion smaller, they even talked in the middle of battle, talking about their ancestors' time and their alliance marriage. Dongfang Yuliang's expression became uglier as He Lulan's smile became deeper. Dongfang Alliance Army had low morale. The troops had lost their sense of belonging. All the forces in the alliance were starting to find a way out of their predicament. High Tribe Army's morale was high. All the rank 4 experts requested to battle. Hai Lulan laughed as he approved all their requests. Quickly, before the two armies, 12 battle rings were created. I am Pan Ping, who will battle me. Pan Ping carried a fierce aura as he became the 13th person to enter the battlefield after getting He Lulan's permission. Dongfang Yuliang was silent. By now, the rank 4 experts under him had mostly perished. Many experts were worried for the present and future. They were no longer giving it their all, but instead hiding their strength. Although when the alliance was made, all the leaders and experts used the poison bogu, the content of the vow was not strict. There were many loopholes that could be exploited. As the alliance leader, although they would want to tie the large tribes closely to them, other forces were not idiots. Thus, the content of the poison vow had been passed down for numerous generations, created through many collective agreements. As Pan Ping requested for battle, Dongfang Yuliang found that he had no one to summon already. He thought about it before sending an order. What? Dongfang Alliance leader is order my father to battle. In the camp behind the defense walls, Tang Fang saw this messenger and his expression turned ugly, his eyes almost blowing fire. In the earlier battle, in order to protect his tribesmen, Tang tribe leader was attacked by 2 High Tribe Gu masters and suffered grave injuries. After that, he had been bedridden. He had not even recovered now. This is the alliance leader's orders. Are you trying to defy it? I know your tribe leader is injured and bedridden. But there are so many bedridden tribe leaders after getting the alliance leader's orders. Didn't they participate too? The messenger's words were rigid as he looked at Tang Fang with disdain. You. Tang Fang was furious, shouting, they are pretending to be injured. My father is truly heavily injured. All right, son, enough. As the Tang tribe leader, I have to participate in this battle. At this time, the pale Tang tribe leader walked out. Hump, as long as you obey the orders. Dongfang tribe's messenger snorted as he walked away. But father, your body. Tang Fang was extremely worried. No matter. Tang tribe leader patted his son's shoulders. I have been recuperating these days. My injuries are mostly healed. Today's battle might be the last. If I do not participate, it would be detrimental to our tribe and our reputation. Tang Fang gritted his teeth. Then you have to be careful, father. Sister is still with them, if there is a chance. I will do my best. Tang tribe leader frowned as he walked out of the tent. He came to the defense walls as he met Dongfang Yuliang before going to the battlefield, starting the battle with Pan Ping. Tang Fang stood at the edge of the wall, staring at his father. Young tribe leader, we will be fine. Although Lord Tribe Leader still has some poison in him, today's battle is different. Everyone will not go all out. A Tang tribe elder consoled. Tang Fang looked at his father battling on par with Pan Ping, with neither giving it their all, and the worry in his heart dissipated. But at this moment, Pan Ping burst out and drew the scimitar by his waist. Everyone saw a bright white light flash past quickly. The next moment, Tang tribe leader was beheaded. Ah, father. Tang Fang was stunned before crying out painfully. This had occurred too suddenly. Both sides were shocked for a few breaths' time before starting to discuss fervently. Tang tribe leader Tang, you has been taken down by me, Pan Ping. Pan Ping's eyes were shining with a bloodthirsty light as he raised Tang tribe leader's head and shouted. Tang Fang's vision turned dark as he fainted on the spot. What was that? I only saw a flash of light. It was too fast. I could not see anything clearly. I wonder what Gu or killer move Pan Ping used. Pan Ping killed an expert on the same level as him. He gained great fame as even the resting Fang Yuan opened his eyes slightly to give him a glance. Northern Plains was huge. It was a land of battles. Countless wars and battles created numerous experts. These experts might have some unknown trump cards that they had been hiding forever. Although Pan Ping was a rank 4 Gu master, his reputation was not very high among the rank 4 Gu master. He was not outstanding. But after this battle, he rose to fame by stepping on Tang tribe leader's corpse. Pan Ping's expression was shining like flowers as he returned victorious. Hey Lu Lan laughed loudly, ordering his men to bring his wine cup and gave the delicious wine to Pan Ping as a reward. Thank you, Lord Alliance leader, for the reward. Pan Ping stood in the main tent, drinking the wine in one pulp. His gaze was full of anticipation as his expression was lively. He got this Gu by accident. Once there was a market set up by a few tribes. He saw this scimitar and thought it was beautiful, thus he bought it out of interest. But to think that when he was toying with it, he found the secret in this scimitar. On the blade of this scimitar there was a cold light. This cold light was actually a mysterious Gu worm. Pan Ping spent a lot of effort before finally refining this Gu. Although he did not know the name of this Gu, it had executed many strong foes for him. It had an extremely sharp attack. He had great expectations for this imperial court contest. Originally, during He tribe and Dongfang army's first battle, he had requested to be the first to battle. At that time, he was planning on using this Gu to slay a strong enemy, gaining fame immediately. But Tang Miao Ming called out the Wolf King Chang Shan Yin and challenged him. It obstructed his plans. What's worse was, Fang Yuan did not go with the norm. He attacked directly and skipped the challenge, directly causing the war between both sides. The chance that Pan Ping was looking for was gone like that. Although there were battles later, it was not the environment that Pan Ping was hoping for. But today's battle was a huge chance. Tang tribe leader Tang Yu is an established character. After this battle, my status will rise and I would become Hai Tribe's #1 general. After all, Water Demon Hao Ji Liu had greater reputation, but he had not taken down Wind Demon yet. As for Wolf King Chang Shan Yin, he is an enslavement path Gu master. There is no point competing with him. Pan Ping looked around, feeling that everyone's gaze towards him had changed. The happiness in his heart rose again. This is the feeling of a top dog one. One day, I, Pan Ping, will have my name resound all over Northern Plains. He shouted in his heart. Chapter 519. Just a game. Ini Yu blessed land. A long jade-layered walkway led the way along the lake surface towards a pavilion. Outside the pavilion, there was a light rain and soothing wind. Different from the outside world, the rain here fell from bottom to top. The name of Niyu 1 came from this. After the female Gu immortal Tan Biya, there was a new guest in the blessed land. Junior Hai Bai pays respect to Senior Dong Fang. The person who came looked like an ordinary middle-aged man, but he was a true rank 6 Gu immortal. It has been 70 years since we last met. Back then, you were still Hai tribe leader, a step away from entering the imperial court. Hai Bai stood on the stone bench, bowing slightly. I am ashamed. Back then, I was greatly supported by my tribe, but I lost by one move and Lu tribe emerged victorious. Hee hee. Dongfang Changfan laughed. That's right, the Lu tribe leader back then, Lu Yifeng, had unprecedented talent. He was a genius barely seen in 100 years. Senior has good memory. Junior is full of admiration. Dongfang Changfan shook his head. Us Wisdom Path Gu Masters will always collect every single information we can get in order to make our deductions. Although Liu Yifeng was glaringly talented, he failed when charging towards Gu Immortal Realm. Among the people of that generation, the one who remained standing at the end was Yu, commonly known as Hay Tribe Rockman. Senior is too kind. This junior was lucky. No need to put yourself down. Becoming a Gu Immortal is as hard as ascending to heaven. Out of 10,000 rank 5 Gu Masters, not even one might succeed. Hi, to speak the truth, I have observed many juniors these years, and now my hopes are on this child. Dongfang Changfan pointed with his right index finger, and a colorful smoke rose from the stone bench, reflecting the real-time battle situation in Northern Plains, Cao Fu. Coincidentally, the two Gu Immortals saw Pan Ping flash his scimitar as he beheaded Tang tribe leader. Hei Bai frowned, lightly gasping. This is interesting if I did not see wrongly. This is the Soul Blade Gu. Soul Blade Gu is unique. Once activated, it can ignore all defenses of the same level. This was created by the Gu Immortal Blade Demon. It has a strange form, merely a flash of blade light, and has to be kept on a blade. This Gu eats blades as food, and the blade it resides in will gradually shrink and turn into dust. Dongfang Changfan nodded. That's right, Soul Blade Gu can reach rank 6 at most. Back then, Blade Demon used the rank 6 Soul Blade Gu to hold his own. No one dared to trifle with him, but eventually he lost to Butterfly Sword Immortal. Blade Demon died in battle, and his blessed land was consumed by Butterfly Sword Immortal. The recipe of Soul Blade Gu was not passed down, but now there are still many Soul Blade Gu in the mortal realm. These were handed out when Blade Demon disguised as a mortal and traveled the world back then. It seems this lucky lad obtained one of the gifts from Blade Demon back then. Senior is wise. I have learnt much today.
Hei Bai said with admiration.
Dongfang Changfan was a famous Wisdom Path Gu Immortal in Northern Plains. He had glorious battle results his whole life. Numerous Gu Immortals suffered from his schemes. When he was born, Dongfang tribe was already declining like the setting sun. When he became a Gu Immortal, he single-handedly held them up as he made many schemes against his enemies. He had great methods and eventually caused Dongfang tribe to rise up again. He was a rank 7 Gu Immortal, a great power in Northern Plains undoubtedly, and the pillar of support for Dongfang tribe. But now, his lifespan was at its end. He was eager to leave his inheritance. In the past, Dongfang Changfan had high expectations, and many did not meet his requirements. Now, Dongfang Yuliang might not have met all his expectations, but he was the best candidate out of them all. Lifespan Gu were hard to find, even for Dongfang tribe, which was a super tribe, one of the largest force in Northern Plains. Of course, a part of the reason was that the Righteous Path Gu Immortals secretly colluded to restrict the selling of Lifespan Gu to Dongfang Changfan. Similarly, demonic Gu Immortals who were schemed against by Dongfang Changfan hated him to the bones. Dongfang Changfan schemed against numerous people, but at the end of his life he was ganged up on collectively by his enemies. He was clear about this. He had offended too many Gu Immortals. Even the Righteous Path did not want to see him live longer. Hai Bai understood this meeting with Dongfang Changfan would be the last time he could see this legendary Gu Immortal in Northern Plains. The rainbow smoke on the stone bench displayed the battle situation perfectly, showing it to them without any lack of clarity. Dongfang army, while already weaker in terms of power, got into an even worse situation after Tang tribe leader was killed by Pan Ping. Eventually, Dongfang Yuliang challenged Hei Lu Lan, entering the battle himself. He wanted to use his own strength to fight for a bit of chance and hope. But eventually, he could not emerge victorious as he and Hei Lu Lan ended in a draw. When night descended, Hei Lu Lan ordered a collective attack. At night, night wolves surge in battle strength. The wolf tide came waves after waves under Fang Yuan's manipulation. They broke through Dongfang Army's final line of defense. Dongfang Army had low morale and the troops were not united. Even though Dongfang Yuliang made many preparations, the defensive line only lasted for 7 minutes before being taken down. Helpless, Dongfang Yuliang could only surrender. At this point, He tribe and Dongfang tribe's battle ended, as He Lulan and Dongfang Yuliang's personal grudge ended in He Lulan's victory. This young man, Dongfang Yuliang, has few flaws except that he cares too much for his sister. In order to protect her safety, he made a portion of the troops stay at the back to protect his sister. Thus, Dongfang Army became far weaker than He tribe, even though they were already disadvantaged to begin with. If not for this, the first battle's victory might not have been like this. This is embarrassing to show you. Hi bye. Dongfang Changfan smiled lightly at this rainbow smoke. After Hai tribe army stabilized the battle situation, they entered the camp and starting to take over captives and clean up the battlefield. Winning and losing is part of battle. If we failed this time, there is always next time. In my opinion, Dongfang Yuliang is already very outstanding. He preserved the strength of his tribe well. He did it even better than I would. His affection and protective nature towards this tribe is very precious. He Bai said, "That's right." Dongfang Changfan's tone was rueful. So be it if other tribe members die, but we are all descendants of Ancestor Giant Sun. Back then, when Ancestor set up the imperial court, he had one motive, that was to weaken other tribes and preserve our bloodline. Unfortunately, even a grand existence like Giant Sun Immortal Venerable passed away when his lifespan was expended. In this world, what can truly be immortal and indestructible, Heibai did not speak. He only listened silently. Dongfang Changfan soothed his emotions, laughing softly as he stretched out his palm towards Heibai. All right, let's get to business. Yes. Heibai took out a list from his storage Gu and handed it over to Dongfang Changfan. There was a great amount of content on the list. There was a huge amount of resources listed. Dongfang tribe lost in this imperial court contest and became Hai tribe's captive. According to Jiang Sun Immortal Venerable's rules, Dongfang tribe could pay a certain amount of resources to redeem themselves. Dongfang tribe and He tribe were super tribes. They had more than one Gu immortal.
The contest between two giant forces, this imperial court contest was merely a game.
Most importantly, these battles would weaken other tribes and expand one's own tribe, recruiting and choosing new talents. This grand scheme engulfing all of Northern Plains was naturally not created by Dongfang tribe or He tribe's Gu immortals. It was created by one of the 10 supreme invincible beings, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. Dongfang Changfan received the list and started browsing through. The resources on this list were not only a great amount, there were also many aspects that it touched on, like some specialty Gu worms that only Dongfang tribe had, or some newly created Gu recipes. But Dongfang Changfan did not show any indignance. He nodded lightly and agreed. Winner takes all. Since we failed, a small price is but fair. We will go with this. Loser pays the price. This was the rule that Giant Sun Immortal Venerable set. In history, there were some times when tribes were unwilling to pay this price, but they all ended up being wiped out. But now, not a single tribe dared to violate the rule. This was the rule of Northern Plains' righteous path. If any tribe refused to obey it, they would be ostracized and become the target of all others. A giant light ring suddenly appeared in the night sky of the battlefield. After the light ring stabilized, a giant light door of about 60 meters was formed. The light shone across 1,000 li. As it opened, a jade light path was formed. From the door, a young female Gu master walked out. She held a token as she landed before Hai Lulan under everyone's gaze. "I am the envoy. I am here to bring back Dongfang tribe," she said expressionlessly with a cold tone. The two finished their business on the spot. After checking the battle reparation, He Lulan's brows were uplifted. He had earned a fortune. Using so much resources, he could equip more Gu masters, and especially the tribes that surrendered. After taking them in, his military strength would surge by at least 50% of the original. We will meet again. Since the results were decided, Dongfang Yuliang had no lingering emotions. He bid farewell to He Lulan calmly and led his tribesmen on the light road, entering the door. Because they absorbed a lot of tribes, Dongfang tribe's size expanded by 30%. How great! Even if they lost, they can still hide from the blizzard inside the blessed land. There's no choice, they are a super clan. There are Gu immortals shielding them. All right, concentrate. It is a turning point for us after submitting to He tribe. As long as we win a few battles, our losses would be recuperated. If we are fortunate enough to enter Imperial Court Blessed Land and obtain those inheritances, we would have a chance of striking it rich. Everyone looked at the light ring on the air as they discussed. Fang Yuan watched this silently. This 10-year blizzard involves the entire northern plains, causing numerous homes to be destroyed and countless people to rise up from battle. It was a contest of the top predators, a game that they engage in together. Some people immerse themselves in it and chase after fame. Some cry in grief, feeling extreme pain. As for Fang Yuan, as a person within this giant game, he would watch coldly as he make his own plans. Hee, such is life. The law of the jungle. It is truly fantastic. Chapter 520 Stealing Shoes 1.2. In the camp there was silence. On a bright red table, books were stacked highly into a pile. At times wind would blow through the window and carry the fragrance of the grass with it as it flips the top few pages of the documents. It was a bright and sunny day outside. At times, sounds of battle horses or hump wolves could be heard from far away. This, in fact, intensified the silence in the camp. As Ma tribe's young tribe leader, Ma Yingjie was sitting on his cushion as he lowered his head, helping his father settle the administrative matters of the Alliance army. Ever since Ma tribe unleashed a sneak attack and exterminated Fei tribe, their largest obstacle in the Heroes' Assembly had been removed. Thereafter, at Tian Chuan Heroes' Assembly, Ma tribe suppressed Cheng tribe to become the Alliance leader. After taking the poison vow, Ma tribe's military force rose to 600,000. They were at the peak of their strength. After that, Ma tribe ventured west, going southwest from Tian Chuan. Along the way, they found beast groups or stubborn forces to train their troops, sharpening their battle strength. Because of the continuous battles and the absorption of defeated tribes, they expanded once more and their morale was surging. Right now, Ma tribe had arrived at Mirror Lake and found an equal Song tribe alliance army. At the moment, Ma tribe was building their first line of defense. Report. At this moment, the investigative Gu master from outside the tent reported. Ma Yingjie's eyes shone with brilliance. He knew that this would definitely be some important military information. Thus, he placed down his documents and called, "Come in." The exhausted investigative Gu master heard the call and was about to enter, but the guard outside stopped him. "Do you know the rules? Change your shoes. Don't dirty the carpet inside." The investigative Gu master apologized profusely. After changing his shoes, he entered the tent. Upon seeing Ma Yingjie, he kneeled down on one knee. Subordinate greets young tribe leader. "I have brought important information regarding Yu Tian." He reported a summary of the events that happened, and after Ma Yingjie made some inquiries, about 15 minutes later, he left. Hai tribe defeated Dongfang tribe. That is the first crucial victory they had. Ma Yingjie's heart was slightly heavy. The Imperial Court contest had occurred for many times at his level. He was already clear of the rules of this game. He knew the importance of victory. After Hai tribe defeated Dongfang tribe, they would receive a huge amount of compensation. These compensation would include Dongfang tribe's newest Gu recipes, as well as an ocean of battle resources. As long as they make good use of these gains and take in the captives, Hai tribe army's battle strength would rise by 5 times. In all the past Imperial Court contests, the first battle is the most crucial. Once the first fight is won, the foundations would be earned. Those who lost the first fight would almost certainly be eliminated. Very few could reverse the situation. Hai tribe has already won their first battle, while we Ma tribe and Song tribe are still at a stalemate. Fei Kai carefully came to the tent entrance, trying not to make any noise. The 2 guarding Gu masters gave him a look before diverting their gaze. After Fei tribe was wiped out, the blur Fei Kai was chosen by Ma Yingjie and luckily became his personal servant, avoiding the terrible fates of his tribesmen. His daily job was to manage the shoes outside the tent. Ma Yingjie was a clean freak. Every guest that entered his tent would need to change their shoes so as to not dirty his elegant and beautiful carpet. After every guest wears the shoes provided, Fei Kai would need to wash it before placing it back in. But this time, it was different. Fei Kai held the shoes worn by the investigative Gu master and hesitated for a moment before stuffing the other pair of shoes in front of his chest. No one noticed this tiny action of his. Fei Kai managed to leave without any problems, and after 10 tenths he came to the water pond. He squatted beside the pond as he started washing the worn shoes. He was extremely focused and did not even notice that there was one person behind him. "Hey, big dummy, why are you so serious in washing shoes?" A small hand patted Fei Kai's shoulders roughly. Fei Kai was shocked. Turning around, he saw a girl that resembled Jade with pinkish skin and a pair of crystal-clear eyes. It was Zhao Lianyun. Zhao Lianyun used her tiger-wolf-sheep analogy and conceived Zhao tribe leader to leave. After some hurdles, they arrived at Ma tribe camp without casualties and was welcomed by Ma tribe leader. Zhao tribe managed to join Ma tribe army and was highly regarded by Ma tribe higher-ups and received warm hospitality. "It is you, Lady Xiao Yun." Fei Kai saw Zhao Lianyun and showed an innocent smile. After his father was killed, he sunk into endless grief. By chance, he became Ma Yingjie's personal servant and was ostracized by the old servants, thus he did not have a single friend. After Zhao Lianyun made fun of him many times, but he acknowledged her as his only friend. Thus, when he saw her, he was overjoyed. "Lady Xiao Yun, I have something for you." Fei Kai lowered his volume, moving his head towards Zhao Lianyun's ears. Zhao Lianyun pushed his head away, muttering unhappily. "Hey, blockhead, don't come so close. Do you know that there should be prudency between sexes?" Fei Kai almost fell into the water after being pushed, but he did not mind it. He secretly pulled his shirt and exposed the shoes that he were hiding, asking as if he was looking for praise. "Look, what is this?" Zhao Lianyun gave him a look of disdain. "A pair of stinky shoes. They've obviously been worn before." "Stupid blockhead, why are you so dumb? You actually gave me something like this. It doesn't even fit me, and I wouldn't wear this pair of stinky shoes anyway." Fei Kai said, "Lady Xiao Yun, didn't you say you were lacking primeval stones earlier? This pair of shoes is exquisite and beautiful. We can sell it in the black market and exchange it for primeval stones." Zhao Lianyun's brows lifted, looking at Fei Kai in another light. "Oh wow, blockhead, you actually thought of abusing your position and smuggling public property. Amazing, I never thought you would think of this. But how much can this pair of shoes sell for? My daily pocket money is 10 times of the shoes. I appreciate it, but you should sell it. Change your tattered and dirty clothes." Fei Kai rubbed his nose, shaking his head. "No need, my clothes are still wearable. Actually, I did not think of this. Those old servants always do this. Since there is a large number of shoes constantly worn by different Gu masters, and Lord Young tribe leader loves cleanliness so much, he always changes the shoes together at set intervals." Zhao Lianyun nodded. "Snakes and rats have their own way of living. Servants might have low statuses, but they also have their own way of living. Especially someone like Fei Kai. Although he is a servant and lost his freedom, he got close to Ma Yingjie and was most likely the first person to receive information from Ma tribe higher-ups. Zhao tribe had entered Ma tribe's army. Zhao Lianyun purposely got close to Fei Kai because she also had the intentions of gathering intel. At this time, a commotion could be heard. "Where is Fei Kai? Get out here now. Fei Kai, you're in trouble now. You dared to take young tribe leader's shoes." Young tribe leader wanted to walk around the camp, but realized his shoes were gone. "Fei Kai, you are too daring. You are unforgivable." A bunch of old servants shouted arrogantly, coming out of the entrance as they searched for Fei Kai's whereabouts. Fei Kai's expression paled. "Oh no, I have been discovered. Lady Xiao Yun, quickly leave. This has nothing to do with you. I cannot implicate you. I will go ask for forgiveness from young tribe leader." "Forgiveness my ass. Zhao Lianyun shouted, her expression turning ugly. You fool! You have been plotted against and you don't even know it. Quickly follow me and run. Fei Kai had no idea what's going on, but as Zhao Lianyun pulled him, they entered a narrow alley. Damn it, this path has been blocked off. Zhao Lianyun relied on her familiarity of the area and brought Fei Kai around, finding 4 exits, but 3 were blocked. Lady Xiaoyun, quickly go. It will be too late otherwise. Fei Kai was getting dizzy from moving around. He had lost his sense of direction. He was anxious as he did not want to get his only friend into trouble. Zhao Lianyun stomped her feet in anger. Howling in her heart, was it easy for me to find an insider to provide information? In this day and age, where can I find such a dummy like Fei Kai? These old servants are all shrewd snakes. They will request for money when I want a bit of information, and they would even give half-truth information. They are jealous of this newcomer Fei Kai and wants to get rid of him. As expected, any place with humans will have conflicts and thus schemes. No way. I cannot take this lying down. You're courting death if you want to harm my informant. Zhao Lianyun's expression was full of uncertainty as she tried her best to think of a solution, while the old servants' voices could be heard. He's not here. I've searched the water pond. He's not there either. Did he leave? How can that be? We were following him. I'm sure he came here. We have not searched there yet. Go. Hearing the old servant's footsteps, Zhao Lianyun thought of a solution amidst the anxiety. Big dummy, you are truly lucky. I just bought some silk from the market. Zhao Lianyun said as she took out some high-grade silk from her pockets. This silk was meant to be made into clothes for her. Big dummy, listen to my instructions and do as I say. This might benefit you greatly. Zhao Lianyun placed the silk into Fei Kai's hands. Fei Kai was dumbstruck. Zhao Lianyun quickly told him about her plans. After a dozen breaths' time, Fei Kai walked out and was discovered by the servants. They were overjoyed, encircling him as Fei Kai clenched his fists, beating them to a pulp like he was crazy. He's revolting. This dog slave dared to attack us seniors. Fei Kai, you are in huge trouble. Young tribe leader is looking for you. We came to arrest you, but you dared to resist. Fei Kai shouted, young tribe leader is looking for me. I will go on my own. Don't touch me with your filthy hands, you lowly scum.